Stream has started. They can hear us on my credits because I do not believe in muting. Let's retweet that. Starting now.
I am also unmuted on my end and we're recording.
Dice, mushroom, dragon. Deji-chan, hello! And good morning, everybody! Oh, look at me! I have confused. I've changed. Well, you know what? I'll just fix it without anyone understanding what's the problem. That's also a solution here. Let's see. Close your eyes, everyone. Don't look at the screen. You know, LMN. Oh, I know why. Well, fixed it. So, hello everyone, good morning, welcome to the Nameless vTuber podcast, episode 11, with your host, MS Elboim, and the co-host, Nix Oleander. And our special guest for today, none other than my vTuber mama, Miss Virus, the Abs Dragon. And let's start with some introductions. Miss Virus, tell us who you are.
First of all, I forgot I was still using that model.
You can change it. Nobody knows.
You can change it. Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
Also
I'll just leave it.
Get ready to get a mustache on stream because our viewers love to put mustaches on us.
So hi, I'm Virus. I am a fire dragon, and I am also a live 2D artist and rigger.
Woo! And disclaimer, she's my mama.
That I am.
In real life, mama. She gave birth to I was actually looking yesterday at I'm preparing my anniversary, 1 year streaming in a month, and I was looking at some old videos from a year ago, and actually Virus is my I think third ever collab we did, or second collab, I'm not sure. We did an all family. She invited everyone in the VTuber family.
I remember that. That was so cursed though.
And we played Gartic Phone. It was so funny, my god. That's when I had the energy to create highlight videos. So somewhere I have a highlight video of that. 20 minutes of pure laughter. That was so funny.
Yeah, that one went a bit overboard.
Very cursed though, yeah. And Nix, how are you doing?
I am great. I am Nix Oleander. I am a half light elf, half dark elf, who has come back from her hiatus and will be doing a birthday stream this week, actually.
Whoa! Let's go. What do you have in plans?
I don't know yet. I'm gonna try to do like some community games, but we'll see.
Community is good.
It's gonna be hard because I'm gonna be doing it at a weird time.
Do you want to tell everyone what time is it in your place right now?
It is 6 in the morning. I woke up an hour ago. I woke up at 5 in the morning.
Many guests.
So 5 a.m. and then 6 a.m.
Many of our guests ask us, when are you going to do night shows? Well, what's with the early morning show? Americans can join us.
You know, when my schedule changes in like a few weeks, maybe we can work something out.
Oh.
But who knows?
Till then, wake up early, everyone. It's our morning show now.
Yes, we're now to the morning show.
So as Virus is an artist and a rigger, we got a lot of great questions here today. I was thinking, we're doing this Nameless VTuber podcast for a while. It's been 3 months now.
11 weeks.
That's that's very crazy. And I wanna put down my hat, which is a bit complicated now because I'm a PNG, but I wanna put down my hat to Nix, who's been able to do this every single week non-stop. That is and I've collabed with a lot of people. That is the most stable collab partner I've ever had, and that is wonderful. In this chaotic world of VTubers where every week someone disappears, I have like a really good friend that I really, really love, and they announced that they're going to graduate this week. And it's like, it's like a blow to the stomach. No, why? And it's really nice to have someone who's persistent and stable and is always there. And I want to give that to Miss Virus as well, because when I'll tell the story of Virus and I. A year ago, I wanted to be a VTuber after seeing all the Hololive and Vishojo and Niji Sanji talents. I thought I want to be a VTuber as well. But I didn't know how. So I went to the wrong place, I'd say, Fiverr. And I found a few artists, but here's the problem. Some people did VTuber art, some people did the rigging, and just thinking about working with two different people gave me anxiety. I needed the same person to do everything, because the worst thing that I needed is, the previous one didn't do a good enough job, go back to them, and then I go back and forth between two people. And then I found Virus, who's doing both art and rigging. It sounds too good to be true, to be honest. I actually did a few one day of market research. I went to the streams of my VTuber siblings. Then I kind of got to know who they are in a way. And later I figured out that there is actually a lot of scammers on Fiverr. I had no idea how many. And I tell this to Virus every time. I believe I got a jackpot. I won the lottery with her. She's amazing to work with. Very, very good prices as well. She's doing everything. She's doing an amazing job. I mean, look at me, please. And now with this human model, I also know that she can do some crazy stuff, because when I had this idea of all the tongues and mouths on my coats and my hat, I really thought she would say, no, that's too much.
I was considering it.
Yeah. Too much work, but also too much like, no, we don't do that kind of stuff. It's too creepy. And I said it a lot when I debuted with this model. Some people unfollowed me. I think because it's too much for some people, the tongue and the teeth and whatever. But that's also a point of being unique.
Can I just say that Fiverr is a terrible platform?
Can you tell us a bit about how is it being both a rigger and a modeler? What's the difference? What makes you special is doing both of them?
So for me, it's a thing that I don't trust other people to do the models properly. Because I've worked on model rigs that like other people drew, right? Obviously. I think every rigger does that, even if they draw it themselves as well. And like 90% of the time, it is unriggable.
What does unriggable mean?
Okay, so it just means the layers are not cut correctly at all, and it will not be able to move no matter what you do.
So there are artists out there who make you a VTuber model, but they don't know they need to do that part of cutting the layers properly.
Yes.
And I would assume a customer doesn't know that as well.
They would not know about that. No, a lot of people don't really do that amount of research themselves. They just kind of trust their artists to know what they're doing. And it's a little easier when like I get the contact information from the artist as well, so I can like behind the scenes communicate with the artist. So the customer will not be involved in like the talk behind the scenes about what needs to be done with the model to make it better for rigging. So I do enjoy when that happens, when the communication with the artist happens. But most of the time, I am not able to contact the original artist, and then I'm just stuck being like, okay, do you want me to like cut it myself and redraw parts, or?
For instance, you're doing some work beyond what you need to do.
Yes, I always end up doing that. and that's why it's more convenient to do the drawing myself as well, because I know how I rig, I know how I need it to be cut, and while I'm drawing, I imagine how I'm going to rig it the entire process.
Have you ever thought about when you have to cut the model itself and redraw parts that you charge extra for those because it's past the scope of what you're supposed to be doing?
I do charge extra for that now. I used to just do it without saying anything because I don't like confrontation.
I see. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're taking more for that right now.
Yeah.
In this year I've seen a lot of conflicts with artists and people who do commissions. I've seen some shoutouts from both sides. Some witch huntings. This artist has been late. This artist has been ignoring me. This guy's been commissioning 30 artists and didn't pay to anyone, and so on. Have you encountered such issues?
Hold up.
Nix, have you seen such things like that? People who I mean, Nix, you also did your model in VR, right? In VRoid.
VRoid, I did. I think like when I was first, it actually never occurred to me to have someone make a model for me.
What is that?
It never occurred to me. Because I think when I first started, I always thought like, okay, I have to either buy one, and when I buy one, someone's gonna have to make it for me. And when I was thinking that, I was thinking like, okay, so they're gonna make the model for me, they're gonna draw it, I'm not gonna be able to have a say in like what I want. And so I kind of thought like, okay, you know what, let me just see what is something free that I can do that I can make my own model with. Because then I can customize it to the exact detail of how I want to look and how I want to move essentially. And so I actually, with my elf model, I think that one took me 5 hours to fine tune everything. And I'll be honest, I think I'm gonna go back and fine tune it some more. Like I'm not done.
5 hours sounds like nothing. Some people do it for days. I know.
But then, like,
what's with the pinned message here? Wait a second.
Pinned message. Yeah, the collab one.
That's the one, the right one.
There you go.
I think I pinned the wrong one.
I'm back. Bye bye.
Oh, welcome back. What was it? Scruffy, which actually got her rig from Miss Virus as well. Scruffy, she has this adorable rat model, and while I was collabing with her this year, she's been going back and changing really small details on her model almost every day. She would post on Twitter, hey, does this hair look better than this one? And she shows 2 pictures and I see no difference. And she changed like 3 pixels or whatever. She's so perfectionist. She's really fine-tuning every small detail. And then there's a PP Slayer who has been growing rapidly in the last few weeks. And she's been doing her models and rigging herself. And she's going all out with giant guns and leather and all kind of crazy things. And she told me she works like 10 hours a day only fine tuning her own model.
That's insane. I've seen those updates.
Mm-hmm. And surprise virus let people change the models. So, well, virus, how much input do you give? How much freedom do you give the customer? And when's the red line?
Oh, I tend to give people a lot of freedom with their models. Like you can modify it if you want, but if you want like the big changes, obviously I still have the source files. I typically don't really give out the source files, so you know, for the big changes you'll have to come back to me. But otherwise, if you can change it yourself, yeah, go for it.
Now I've been thinking of something. There was this weird story a few years ago about this doctor who has been doing liver surgeries, and he's been signing his name on the liver of the patients.
I heard about that.
That is so crazy. I don't know why I got that, and I thought, wait, are there any modelers or riggers out there who sign their names in the file? Like maybe behind my eyes there's a signature of Miss Virus, and I don't know.
There is not, I can confirm.
That's a
Just
genius
imagine
idea.
that she said yeah.
Yes, but I won't tell you where.
You'd be able to see that in the texture atlas, though. That would give me away immediately.
You assume people go to the to the text file.
Yeah.
I've been trying to figure after you gave me the human model. I really wanted to make color sets, like do a black color set and a white color set, but I had to dive deep into the settings of VTube Studio, which can be very overwhelming sometimes. And I learned it all on the stream. Like, it took me 2 hours to understand how to even save a preset of colors, and now it's great. I can change colors freely, which is really fun. But it's so much work. Just for a comparison to everyone, my dice model has like, I don't know, 50 layers or something. It's really, really simple. So changing the colors was really easy. And this freaking model, like 300 layers. Changing the hair.
I apologize.
No, it's great. I mean, that's the rich people problems in a way. Changing the hair is a lot of work, but it's really, really fun.
You know what? That amount of layers is still very low compared to a lot of models.
Really?
Yeah.
So I've seen some people, I know some people, who have models that are like $10,000.
That's insane.
That is crazy insane. And some of them do a giant debut and actually get that money back. And I've been debating with myself about this. I'm not gonna do that. That's really crazy. But I've been debating with this question: is it worth it doing all of that? Because many of those people have been graduating afterwards, stop streaming. That phenomenon of one very big debut stream and then they don't stream anymore. And in a way, I feel like my dice model, it was half body. It was basically just a head because it's just a die. When I got it though, I was so enchanted. I just said I gotta stream now, and it held perfectly for half a year. It did an amazing job, and it's still there. Kind of miss it every once in a while. So I've been thinking, is it better to do a very big and fleshy model or maybe a very simplistic model?
I think you should start out seeing if you actually enjoy streaming before getting a model in the first place. If you really, really like enjoy streaming and you have the money, then I'd say, yeah, flashy model, sure, go for it. But if you don't know if you're even going to enjoy streaming, then it's not really worth it.
Yeah, it's like people who buy too many toys and they can't play with all of them.
Yeah.
Let's see, Tori says, one big debut like that can be pretty hard to live up to. I imagine the pressure afterwards is scary. Yeah, I guess it's a big thing, and sometimes it's like a meteor. You're not ready for everything.
Because yeah, when I was making my model, I was just kind of thinking, and like I've actually had people ask me still like if I would ever turn my model into a live 2D, because mine is actually just a vTuber model right now. And I, like everyone knows, I've spent $5 ever since I've started streaming. That's how much I've spent on streaming. You don't have to spend money. You can get as far as you want to without spending any money, really.
I mean, if you want a live 2D model, you can also get a half body. You don't have to go full everything.
Yeah, you could just really just get the shoulders up too. You don't need the full body. But I definitely agree with Virus that unless you are sure you want to go into this, start off with the PNG, and then once you're sure about streaming, then go for a live 2D, go for a VROD, go for something else. But just be sure of what you want to do first. Because yeah, there's a lot of people who will build up to their model. They'll get everything. And like Mimic, like you said, I think a couple weeks ago, like so many people build up to their debut. They do their one debut and never stream again.
I say it's unfortunate. I see it so many times. And I've been also thinking, why is it so annoying to me? It feels like you're being scammed, you know? Chili, thank you for the hydrate. It's a double-edged hydrate now. Everyone who redeems hydrate, you gotta drink yourself.
Double-edged?
Yeah, I changed my hydrate to a double-edged hydrate.
That's so smart.
See, instead of cooldowns and complaining that I get to drink too much, just double-edged. You hydrate me, you gotta hydrate yourself. I think it's kind of like a scam. In a way, if people really hype you up, tell you, hey, I'm gonna be this VTuber, new VTuber with this amazing model, amazing personality, and then they do one stream and they're gone. Or sometimes they have an amazing model, but they never actually do anything. They never actually stream. And we've been talking a bit about that. Let's go to some questions we got actually from the tweet.
Yeah, I actually had some more questions.
Yeah. So Tori says, I'd love to see you guys discuss how technology of VTubers model does not equal success. I think this kind of touches what we just said. Because I've seen some people who's been working really hard, making an amazing model that's all the physics jiggle. And actually, when I got this the human model from Virus, I didn't know how deep she's going to go with the rigging. And then I was surprised to see that I have eye jiggle physics, because I've seen eye jiggle physics.
Jiggle physics? Wait,
so
can someone explain?
When you wink, when you close or open your eye, your iris kind of jiggles. And it's very cute, very anime. And Virus, I really have I love it, but why does this exist? Why do we need eye jiggle physics?
So, I really, really like doing model physics. And I feel like if you give the eyes a little bit of a jiggle when you blink, it gives more life to them, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I see.
And it's like my usual process, so I will add it unless you tell me not to, specifically.
Oh. I was assuming that this is a feature for like the $10,000 model. And I thought, hell no, I'll never get eye physics. Oh my god, I got iris jiggle physics, let's go. I'm like the big boys now. All I need is boob physics and I'm perfect. Virus is the master of jiggle physics. Let's see what else we have here. Wait, still about the question. Do you think that a good model VTuber, a unique one with all the crazy feature, can lead to greater success, or does it have nothing to do with it?
I think it can give you a little bit of a boost, especially if you get like your super expensive model from a popular artist or rigger. They can immediately like give you that first boost, but you'll have to work for it yourself from there on. If you don't have the personality or the motivation, then even with a fancy model and that first boost, it won't work.
Next, what do you think? Have you seen do you see any relationship between VTuber technology and success?
Yes and no. I think it really also just depends on how you promote yourself. Because I know since I first started until now, a lot of my setup has changed. I went from really crappy, basic, barely usable technology, like it was the bare minimum, to using a better program, upgrading my model, getting better overlays. I really think it depends on how you put yourself out there. If you're talking to other people, if you're doing collabs, if you're really trying to put yourself out there, I think all of that really makes a difference. Because if you don't do any of that and you just kind of go in, stream with an amazing model, with an amazing overlay, everything's perfect, there's no guarantee that you're going to have people coming in and watch.
It's kind of like a great book cover when I think about it. Or it depends if the content of the book is also good.
Yeah.
Let's see, we have a question from Virus's Psychopan. How do you say that? Psychofan.
05?
Yeah, 05. How do you say the word? Psychofan. For Virus, will you put more reference to Among Us in your model since the Chinese New Year rabbit one had it?
No.
Yeah, I saw that one actually. I'm very curious.
Okay, so chat pressured me into putting an Among Us on that model.
In the eyes? Where is it?
It's on the belt.
Oh, the belt.
It's very small, but it's there.
Wait, do I have an Among Us on me and I don't know?
You do not.
No. Oh,
I don't. I say this every single time, but I do not hide an Among Us in Commission.
It's her signature. Dragon Among Us in the abs. Also, Cherry, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome.
Maybe now, instead of like doing a signature, you just do a little Among Us.
A little Among Us in the eyes.
Hidden somewhere.
You saw that meme that there's an Among Us in every eye? They give you like all the anime screenshots with an Among Us in the eyes.
Oh god. I'll consider it as a toggle.
As a toggle.
It's a great toggle.
That'd be good. That'd be great.
I have a question about the Chinese New Year. The Chinese New Year, which feels like years ago, actually.
It was only, what, 4 months ago?
Wait, it was 4 months ago? That's like years.
Yeah.
Time. That's a third of a year. 4 months ago. Wait, it's May? Oh my god.
Yeah, because it was the Lunar New Year was back in January this year.
How is it May already? Time is so weird.
I don't know. 2012 was yesterday.
That's a fair point.
So the Virus, you for the Chinese New Year, you made a model, the rabbit model.
Yes.
And it was, you did a raffle, and I was like pulling my hairs out because it's a complete model, rigged, and she did a raffle. You just join the raffle, usual, comment, retweet, and you can get a free model ready for live 2D. And I was retweeting that multiple times, and I pulled my hair. How are people not taking that? And I've been thinking maybe people thought it was a scam because it's like too good to be true.
I don't know, but the person who won, I DM'd them. I waited a week or two. They never responded to me, so I rolled again. The second person who won also never responded to me, so I just put it up for free.
How? This is unbelievable.
Oh my gosh. I've seen so many of those, and I sometimes like I'll see them and I want to do it because they'll be like, the raffle will be like, put your original character PNG in from all views and be entered into the raffle, and if you win, I'll make your model into a live 2D. And I see that and I always feel like I want to do it, but then I always see like how many comments there are. And I just feel like, okay, there's like 10,000 comments. There's no chance that...
It's really demotivating.
Yeah.
I have a different fear with those, actually. First of all, I have a great model, so I don't need those. But whenever I join one of those, I think, after that, I will need to communicate with the artist. And since I'm not paying to them, they will always put me at lower priority. I've experienced with one of my books. I had a book cover done by a friend. And since he wouldn't agree to get money, he really wanted to do that for free, he would always put me at a lower priority. And it took way longer than I expected. So I said, I want to pay and get a professional to do that in a good time. Always thought those aren't real, but I never check it actually happens or not. Yeah, that's another thing. Emmett says it's really hard to believe that someone would give you a model for free. It's like it sounds too good to be true. But sometimes you do crazy stuff when you're beginning, and I look 1 year back. I was writing VTuber lores for free to everyone who would comment on. I had a post. Give me your PNG, I will write your VTuber lore. And I was sitting and writing like 160 lores for VTubers. That's crazy. I wouldn't do it today. And then it was the time I made 200 body pillows, which is always also crazy. That's about
you lost all of them, didn't you?
Yeah, but I did that on stream, so it's like a bit more fun. Lots of artists do them since it can help with reach. Plus, having a VTuber son, daughter who regularly stream can help you own reach as well. That's another good question. Varys, as a mama with a big family, do you keep contact with your family members? Do you stream together? Do you?
I have contact with some of them, but like maybe 95% never even credited me. I don't know their socials, so kind of hard to keep in contact if I don't even know how to.
What's the average percentage of people who your family, your siblings, your daughters and sons, children who still stream? I know there's me and Skull's Nightshade.
Yeah, the ones I keep up with, I think maybe 70% that I know of dropped off.
Why do you think they dropped off? Is it maybe it's like general numbers with VTubers? I never thought how many VTubers actually drop off.
Yeah, I think that might be it, because there's, like I said, there's a lot of people who want to be a VTuber, but they've never even streamed before.
Yeah. I think we talked about this a bit last week. There's so many people who go to my chat and I want to be a VTuber too. I'm going to start streaming. And they even self-advertise sometimes, self-promotion. And then they stream once and that's it.
Yeah, it's always just that one stream and then they never come back.
It's not easy. Lord Kerberos asks, what should I spend more money on, art or rigging? I think when I started doing the basic research, I also was kind of confused. What's rigging? What does it include? What's the difference between this and art? What's harder? What's more work but brings more life to the model?
Both.
Can you explain in the most simple, stupid person terms, what does rigging actually do?
Okay, so rigging brings a picture to life, essentially.
It sounds like rigging is a lot more work, maybe.
Oh no. Since I do both, I kind of know how much work both of them are, and I'd say they're about equal.
Oh, I see.
Because when you're drawing, you can't just draw a picture like normal and be done with it. There are like 500 to like 1,000 layers involved in this, and you have to draw every part on its own layer. You have to separate all of the shading so it moves naturally. Like everything has to be drawn separately on its own layer, and it is so much to keep up with.
Oh my god. Also, I know your computer can crash if you do it. If you do too much.
Oh, I'm constantly on 100% RAM usage, and I have 32
Oh my
gigs.
gosh.
Wow.
That is insane.
And I think the prices of those programs is also very high.
You can use any program that supports a high amount of layers and exporting in PSD. So it doesn't have to be like Photoshop or Clip Studio Paint. You can also, for example, use Sai or any other program that's like supports it.
Oh. So if Kerberos ask what you should put more money in, art or rigging, what would you say?
Equal.
Equal.
Yes, because if you I have seen so many people who get like absolutely gorgeous models, like they look so good, and then the rigging on it is so stiff because they cheaped out on the rigging.
Oh.
Mm.
And it's like it doesn't feel right. So I'd say you should spend equal.
What is the cheapest model you've drawn and rigged?
The cheapest.
If you can reveal prices.
Yeah.
When I just started out, I started with very, very, very low prices because I was still practicing. So drawing and rigging, both of them, for like $50.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Someone tried to haggle me down to 20, which was a fun experience.
So let me ask, how long does it take to learn how to rig for those who want to start to learn how to rig if they can draw already?
The basics you can learn in a few weeks. If you want to be like good at it, you can spend years on it and you're still not done learning.
Also, I just figured Tori in chat is also drawing and rigging her own model. So let's see, she asked, I do think prioritizing rigging in a model in some cases. Prioritizing rigging is better in some cases, as a VTuber being expressive is key, and cheap rigging can struggle with that. Actually, I kind of recognize, we're gonna talk about some scammers later, but I kind of recognize the average scammed rig, where you see they're very stiff and they didn't put the mouth layers, and it moves really strange. It looks like you took
yeah, I think
it looks horrible.
Even I had to like work around with like the rigging of the mouth for my model because even the rigging and the eyes, I will say this now, I had to switch my original program because I'm gonna straight up say it, because it was very racist. It kept on telling me to open my eyes.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
The program kept on telling me, please open your eyes. And I'm just kind of like, excuse me, my eyes are open.
It's actually a known phenomenon. Some of these programs are funny. Even I need to sometimes open my eyes really wide. You know, there's sometimes I would see the Nakanohito, the people behind the VTubers, when they do like private accounts or so on, after they become a VTuber, and you would see that their entire body and face is a lot more expressive than it was before. Their eyes are much more wide open, and they move their hands and they move their entire body, and you can look at them and say, that's a VTuber. They've been dealing with some programs. They need to widen their eyes and move their head in specific ways. It's kind of like a clown on stage. Tori said I had the opposite issue. I had the opposite issue with my first model. It was constantly shocked because it thought my eyes were fully open.
Yeah, mine was just like, please open your eyes. And like, it wouldn't be able to get the movement of my mouth right either.
I see we have some more question from 05 for Virus.
Oh no.
Does my model have an Among Us or a clicky teeth?
Okay, so the clicky teeth thing is like an inside joke. No, it does not.
And last question from 05 to Virus. Does the Black Moon howl?
This time for everyone. Last question. This time for everyone. Does a black moon howl?
I don't know.
I just
I don't
googled
know.
it. Oh, it's SCP-01. Oh, I see.
Oh,
That's
wait,
the
what?
Black
Let
Moon
me Google.
Howl. Yeah, it's an SCP. If you go to SCP right now, though, it's a rabbit hole you'll never get out of.
Oh.
I had one more
I'll have to
question, but
look
I
into this
forgot.
later.
So let's go to our topics. We got some nice topics today. Not only about rigging and art. Let's start with some casual stuff, which is a question I've been really grinding in my head for the entire year, but mostly for the beginning of the year and now again. And that is streaming on YouTube or Twitch. Virus, you do both, I believe.
I completely switched to Twitch now. YouTube is a terrible platform if you're uploading and streaming like both.
Tell me the YouTube experience, because as someone who streams on Twitch for a year now, I'm not sure if this is the case of the grass is greener on the other side. I really feel like all of my viewers, my usual viewers on Twitch, are also streamers. And whenever they stream, they will not watch me. So it's like a carpenter who's doing work for other carpenters, and when they don't need you, they can do something themselves, they don't need you. And I've been thinking maybe on YouTube you have people who are not. I know it's weird. It's like weird. So tell me the other side. How's YouTube?
Okay, so YouTube, it's not bad for streaming. Discoverability, not great, but like discoverability for VODs, excellent. And I also really like, this is from someone who is completely monetized on YouTube, by the way. I do appreciate that member prices can be custom. So I can set it cheaper than a Twitch subscription.
Oh, I see.
And people will get their emotes, they will get their like behind the scenes video perks. So that is something I like about YouTube. Also the fact that the ads are not invasive. Twitch ads are horrible.
All right, it just covers the entire screen, and on YouTube you just get a small pop-up.
You don't get ads during the stream, only if you watch the VOD.
Oh, I see.
Even if you have your ads on, like, it will never interrupt your stream, like, ever.
So why did you go to Twitch?
Okay, there's a few reasons for that. First of all, I noticed that my views on my uploaded videos were dropping dramatically from the moment I started streaming full-time on YouTube. The algorithm does not like you streaming on their platform. Another thing is that I felt really isolated on YouTube, to be honest. I wanted to like rate my friends like everyone else, but I couldn't because I was on YouTube. And to rate people on YouTube, you need your friends to be streaming on YouTube, first of all, and you need your friends to be monetized on YouTube, because for some reason, only like if you're monetized, you can rate, and you can only rate people who are also monetized.
You can only rate monetized people on YouTube?
Yes.
Oh. That's I think a really, really good advantage of Twitch. It's very friendly. It's a community. You can rate other people. It's very easy to make other friends. Like I see Tori here.
I've been taking so much advantage of the rating on Twitch.
I see Tori or Queen. I can just or Anton. I can just click on them and go to their channel, and we can rate each other. It's really, really fun. And YouTube feels really isolated. Yeah.
Surprisingly enough, I actually almost started streaming on YouTube until I started like watching other streamers. On Twitch did I realize the big difference. And then that's when I made the switch of YouTube over to Twitch, is like you have a lot more interaction between the chat, between other streamers, and the visibility of how quickly and how well you can be seen is a lot higher than what you could be seen on YouTube.
Also, I'll say that I believe being affiliated on Twitch and starting to get the monthly $50, although it's nothing, it's much easier to do than on YouTube, I think. on YouTube you
Yeah,
need like
because with YouTube, I
1,000
don't know if they've
subscribers.
changed 1,000 subscribers and then 4,000 watch hours.
And you need those watch hours every year, right? So like you need your.
You have to make that watch hour within that 1 year. So all of that you have to do within 1 year in order to start getting paid.
Then again, every video you upload stays there forever, while on Twitch it stays only for like 2 weeks. And let's face it, YouTube is doing music much better. If you upload something with copyrights, YouTube just claims that video, and then you can still have the video. Worst case scenario, they
copyright strikes on YouTube gave me a heart attack a few times.
Oh no!
I've been on thin ice multiple times.
on why? What's the reasons?
Okay, so I was doing streams on Twitch before I switched over to YouTube, and this was like a few years ago, right? And I was reading manga on stream.
Oh.
And it was fine on Twitch. But then I uploaded the VODs to YouTube, and about maybe 6 months to a year after I uploaded them on YouTube, I suddenly got 20 copyright strikes.
Oh my god.
YouTube condensed it to 2 because they didn't want to yeet me immediately, but
it's nice of them. Usually they just terminate the account. That's very, very YouTube. That's very bureaucratic thing to do. Instead of giving you, it's like a ticket in your car. Instead of getting one, they one day decide you need some tickets, and then they give you 10 in a row, like doing the same thing multiple days.
Yeah, I feel I cannot even like begin to imagine how you feel like that, because I always get so scared every time I finish one of my streams thinking like, okay, did I get a copyright strike this time, even though I have no reason to get a strike. I'm always like worried about like getting any kind of strike.
How'd you deal with those strikes?
For me, I was like, I just kept my head down, made sure there was no copyright in my streams, and just kept my head down for 3 months until the strikes ran out.
So going back to the question, why did you move back to Twitch?
It's probably just better for streaming, and it feels like, you know, my friends are on Twitch, I can rate my friends here. So it's more fun.
So how has the experience been since you've moved from YouTube back to Twitch? Has there been a drastic change?
Not really. All my viewers just kind of move with me.
Oh, that is so good to hear. Because that's like my biggest fear, that nobody of my viewers will move with me if I move to a different platform.
No, it's for me, it's been the same regulars. All of my mods moved as well, so.
Good. I feel like that's hard because some people they just don't want to like change platforms too.
I really feel like this is when I started watching streams. I was very familiar with YouTube, but I was so confused with Twitch. You go to a Twitch stream and there's subs and raids and sound alerts and so many things going on, and the live interaction with the chat, like, hello, thank you for the emotes, and I was so overwhelmed the first time. I just didn't get it. I remember watching an Iron Mouse stream, and there's so much noise all over the place. Like, what is going on here? I was like blinded. And YouTube was just calm, just me and the streamer. It was easier to digest, I think. So this is why I don't have sound alerts, and I don't have intrusive redeems. Because yeah, or the tweet system where they throw things at the streamer. I really feel like it's ruining the stream in a way. But it really makes me wanna test the waters now on YouTube. Do some YouTube streams and see what happens.
Who knows? It might work out. It might go well.
Who knows?
I think it really is just depending, like, on like. I think it really just depends on like who you are and whether or not you can still provide the same content onto YouTube. Because like I feel like some people might think like when they make the change, they also have to make a change to themselves.
Yeah.
Now that they're in a different platform.
And on YouTube, naturally, you will need shorter videos, more highlights, clips, I believe. Virus, you said that VODs work well on YouTube?
Yes. Typically, if you have an established audience, they will watch your VODs, and when your VODs are being watched, get a lot of watch time, they get pushed out into the algorithm, and new people will stumble upon them.
When you say VODs, you mean live streams on YouTube who's been archived?
Yes.
Nice, I see. Because when I upload my Twitch VODs to YouTube, they get no views.
I get a couple of views, but I know those are my friends.
Yeah, I mean, you get like 2 or 3 views, but not the big numbers.
Yeah.
I think it kind of depends on your audience as well. Because if you're like used to streaming on YouTube, your audience will be people who can sit down for prolonged periods of time.
I see. That's a good argument. It really makes me want to try it. Take a week and YouTube. The thing is that if I do that, I basically lose my my Twitch monetization for that month, and I lose the usual viewers. It's like starting from the beginning in a different platform that I'm not affiliated in that platform. Not don't have the 1,000 followers and so on. I've seen Shelly, the mermaid that I collab with multiple times. She started on YouTube, then she moved to Twitch, and now she went back to YouTube. So always this.
I think that's the grass is on the other side. Is that
yeah, the grass on the other side. Actually, when I started streaming, I did both. I tried one day YouTube, one day Twitch, and every day I would wake up, changed my OBS settings to the different platform. I did music on YouTube and games on Twitch. And then I started doing some different games here, different games there. To be honest, it's great to be on Mimic stream, but I will not move to YouTube stream for the life of me. That's wait, YouTube streaming. So Anton, let's say if I hello gamer, if I move to YouTube, will you watch me on YouTube? Or will you just watch other people on Twitch? That's my big worry to everyone. If your favorite streamer moves to a different platform, will you move with them? Yes, YouTube. Because when I was a viewer, YouTube was easier, I think. I'd probably watch, but I don't think I'd chat.
I agree. I think I'd watch, but I don't think I would chat.
Why is that?
I think the integration is different. The integration is different. I feel like for me, it's less interactive.
Less interactive. They get 7 TV emotes Among Us. I don't think they do on YouTube. YouTube is a bit more classic in its approach. Twitch is a bit more creative. You have crazy emotes and stream elements stuff. There's less of that on YouTube.
Yeah, it's more cookie cutter. Like they have everything
that's the word,
to how they would like.
Like I said, I'm contractually obligated to move wherever Virus moves. That's amazing. That's amazing when you have those kind of viewers that will go with you. I love that.
That is
actually my mod, so she has to.
Obviously, I applaud you. I applaud you. Let's see.
The thing about YouTube as well is that there's a lot of features on Twitch that are just better that I had to DIY when I was streaming on YouTube, like channel points, for example. I completely DIY'd that on YouTube.
Oh, so like, how do you do that? You save the point in your head for every person?
I think Streamlabs has a built-in bot that can count up points while people are talking in your chat.
Yeah, they do. They have that. Yeah, it's in Stream Elements dashboard somewhere. It's a very confusing system. If they get the same integration like Twitch, then why not? Like the notification when you go live, etc. So there's one thing I really love about YouTube is that you can make a thumbnail and put your live video on a schedule, and then people who subscribe to you will see that you're going to be live in 3 days or 5 days and so on.
Mm-hmm.
There's a YouTuber I follow, which I completely forgot her name. Lumi. Onolumi is vTuber. She has like almost 20,000 subscribers on YouTube, and she's playing old PC games. So that's very unique in Japanese VTubing. And she would every week she would put 7 thumbnails and schedule her videos for every day during that time, and you can wait there in that video and do a pre-chat and talk in there before the stream. And it's really nice and comfy in a way. You don't have that on Twitch. I mean, yes, you can go to my Twitch channel, to my chat, and talk there, but nobody actually does that. That's when you think about it. There's such different systems, both of them.
Yeah.
Let's see. Another question I had about long series of games versus short series of games. Because Virus, I've seen you play AQ3 a lot, which is
Ew.
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 Tell us the adventure, because you've been streaming that since I've known you, and that's a big MMO. But then you quit it.
Yeah. I'm not going into the drama behind that because there's a lot. Let's just say I don't support the company.
Oh, I see. So what have you been doing since? Moving to a different MMO, or you going to different games, variety games?
A bit of both. The only MMO I'm currently still actively playing is Torum Online. And like a lot of my viewers play that as well, so it's kind of like a community game. And other than that, I've just been playing variety. I've been getting really into Nikkei as well.
How is it? Overseer ask. Should ask Virus. Should I renew my YouTube membership or nah? My man still says give her money, but I don't know.
Give me money, I swear I'll post more on YouTube.
Do you feel like you've built maybe an AQ audience? Did you lose viewers after you changed, or?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's an issue. I remember one of my first collabs, she told me a story that she had a YouTube channel and she only played Roblox, and she got to 100,000 subscribers, but then she had it with Roblox. She didn't wanna play anymore. And the moment she changed to a different game, she lost like almost everyone.
Wow.
Yeah, that'll happen. People subscribe for the game, not necessarily the person playing it. I think maybe 20% of my viewers stuck with me when I quit AQ3D.
Oh, wow. That's rough.
Well, I'm grateful for that 20%. They're my core audience. They will stick with me. And like I said, they'll even move platforms with me, which is more than I expected.
I see the overseas pay more monies. Pay the dragon, get abs. That do you think? Should a streamer play the same game or change, take the risk, spice things up, try different games?
I also think it really depends on like how you start streaming. Like, do you start streaming with only that one game, or do you start with multiple different games? Because I have yet to have a game where I've streamed consistently, and I do a lot more variety. The only thing that I can say that is consistent for me is I stream horror games. And I have found that when I stream my horror games, it brings in more people than if I were to stream very laid back games. So I think for myself, I unintentionally have given myself the branding of a horror streamer.
A
Because
branding of a
streaming is
horse
funny.
streamer, yeah. Azur says, as long as we have the banana, I will follow Virus. And Quinn says, because you screaming is funny.
So I really think it depends on like what you start out with as well.
You guys need to play
Like, do you start out with
Containment Bridge.
I feel like
Too
I've heard of
scary.
that.
Is it scary?
Okay, if it's scary, then it's going down on my list.
Bridge. Oh, it's an SCP game.
I'm writing this down.
SCP Containment, yeah, SCP games are.
Oh, I think I maybe I have that actually.
Yesterday I played Strangelands and
I saw that. I was listening.
I'm
I'm going to say this first.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this first. Listening without watching, very interesting. I don't recommend.
I heard there's a lot of
I was there for like a few hours, and I'm just like, I had to click into the video to be like, Mimic, what are you saying, and why are you saying this?
I thought I don't recommend to. Listen, I've been playing the whole series of Budget I point and click adventure games. That's one thing I've been doing since I started streaming is point and click adventure games. I love those and they're very chill, puzzle like. And I did not expect a horror psychologist horror game. It was a very unexpected good surprise. I love those. But I felt so weird while playing that. That's a great game, especially if you don't know what you're getting into.
Oh, it was
There's a lot of skin and splish splash liquid.
Splish splash liquid.
A lot of liquids in the game. It's a good game though.
It seemed like a good game.
Yeah, it was kind of fun. Let's see. I have the next topic. I have kind of a weird question for the both of you. It's something that I've encountered rarely, but when I encountered that, it kind of stuck with me. And that's, have you been sub-shamed? So
I was very curious about this topic.
So here's the thing, and this is something that happened to me a long time ago, but I recently saw that happening to some other person, and it really stuck with me. Someone who is saying to you something like, I always watch your stream, but you never watch mine. Or, I always sub to you, but you never sub to me. Or, I raid you, but you never raid me. Stuff like that. And it's bad enough that someone tells you that in private. Someone can say that on stream. I remember one time, I didn't do those in a while, but I remember there was, what was it, Female Day? Woman Day? It was Women's Day, I think. Alright? A few months ago, there was a Women's Day, and I went to Twitter, and I tagged my favorite female streamers that I collab with during that half a year. And there was like 50 there. I just couldn't stop. I was like, oh, Miss Virus and Nyx and this one and that one. And that was crazy. And I think there were a few people who commented, oh, you forgot about me.
I did see those comments.
And I'm like, what the hell? Why? I mean, why would you say that? Maybe that's the reason I forgot about you, you know? So
I think at that point it comes to like, give me your attention, because we had fun during our collabs, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Is kind of like what their message insinuates.
But it's more than that. It's like, we had fun, but I should be more important than other people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, did you have any things like that?
I'm trying to think.
Hopefully not.
I don't think so, because I think when I was reading this question, I don't think I've had anything.
That's good. How would you deal with that? Let's say someone writes a DM to you. Let's say someone writes it on stream, because I think it never happened to me. but I can imagine it happening one day. Hey, Mimic, I've been raiding you 3 times this week. Why aren't you raiding me? How would you answer to that kind of claim?
I personally would probably say like, oh, there's some other smaller streamers who I haven't rated in a while.
Anton says, I have a very solid opinion on this because most of my followers out of 50 are affiliated, and it's really nice to see them join my stream. But yet, everyone has their own lives. I can't expect them to watch my streams all the time. Yeah. Then again, when I think about it, it's really annoying that someone who's been watching you every day would actually there was someone that watched me every time, and I watched them a lot. And then recently, in the last few months, I think we didn't really interact at all. And I thought, okay, they're busy, I'm busy. And then recently I went to their stream. And they were very salty. They're like, hey, Mimic, haven't seen you in a while. It's really...
Actually, go ahead.
I'm going back to what Virus said earlier, that YouTube is a bit more lonely or isolated. And sometimes I really think to myself that this community in Twitch comes with a price. And sometimes that price is that you have to deal with people who can feel like they own you or you owe them. If they pay, if they sub, if they raid you, if they watch you, then you're kind of forced to do what they want. If they follow you on Twitter, you have to follow them back. And if you don't follow them, or God forbid, if you unfollow them, you hate them and they should block you in all platforms. While on YouTube, I feel like it's more, I'm on stage and you're watching me. And if you don't like it, go to someone else. And I feel like on YouTube, there's less expectations from the streamer to collab with you or to... And Virus, please tell me if I'm... if it's wrong, if it's the same. That's just my feeling from being on Twitch and not on YouTube.
I'd say that that's about right. I'm probably not the best judge of this because I rarely ever talk to anyone, but I've been better with that lately, but you know.
I mean, you're here, that's great.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, anytime.
Thank you for being here. So I actually let me think about this. Here, this is something that happened to one of my friends at work. So basically this is pretty much what happened to what you were saying, Mimic, is like, what if they raid you multiple times, but then you never raid them? And then they go and they ask you, why haven't you rated me? Or why aren't you sending your viewers over to my stream afterwards? Or in the other situation is like someone like you've collabed with a lot. And instead of like sending your viewers over to their stream, you send it elsewhere. It's just that question of they're questioning, why aren't you sending your viewers over to the person you're collabing with, when essentially you still have the same viewers because it's a collab? Because most people either have both collabs open.
Yeah. So for example, if let's say me and you collab, and Queen, your sister, is watching both of us, if I raid you at the end of the stream, it's kind of meaningless because Queen is already in your stream.
Yeah. So then it's a question of like, okay, so like after you raided out to someone else who is not your collab partner, at the end of the collab, they ask, why didn't you raid me?
Yeah, exactly.
You have the same viewers though. Like everyone's still watching you. It's maybe like 1 or 2 people different, but they already know who you're collabing with, and if they want to continue watching, they can go to the other person's stream. But it's just that question of like, what do you do when your collab partner asks, why didn't you raid me, if they're continuing? So it's like sometimes like Mimic, like we have our podcast and I will be streaming, and right after that you'll actually start your stream. That's no different from me saying like, why don't I raid your stream? It's because that even at the end of that, like the people who are watching the podcast, they're going to be watching you. They're going to be going over to your stream afterwards anyways.
Well, sometimes they will go with you. They just spread all over the place. Everybody goes to their home.
And that's like another point. Like sometimes people will go back to their homes. And if that home is with the other collab partner or a different streamer, they sometimes don't even stay.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, like sometimes like when other people are raiding and I'm part of the raid, like I'll stay for like 10 minutes. But then I sometimes I just don't stay longer.
Yeah.
If I know who it is and I enjoy who they are, like yeah, I'll stay. But for the most part, like after like someone else is raided out, I normally go to like another streamer I enjoy watching.
Actually, remember a few weeks ago, I got raided by a pretty big, well, bigger than me streamer, and she's doing just chatting streams. She's very popular now, and she raided me with like 40 people, and everybody left, and nobody followed me, and I kind of expected it because I was playing a game back then, and that's a cute girl doing just chatting raids a guy who's playing a game. That's completely different audience. And that's kind of going to, back to the previous subject with Virus, if you're going into raids right now, you've been doing art streams. And then I'll go back, I'll try to construct the question in my head. When I played Dredge and Honkai Star Rail recently, I felt like there was this small community of people who play those games, who raided each other. When I played Dredge, I got 3 raiders who played Dredge during that day. And when I finished the stream, I raided someone else who played Dredge. Same with Honkai. I played Honkai Star Rail. Many people who played Honkai raided me, and I raided someone who plays Honkai. So it's like this small game gets raiders from the same game. So I've been thinking, if you're doing art streams, would you rather raid someone who's doing an art stream as well? If you're doing a game, would you raid someone who's doing the same game?
I have a priority list here.
How does this work?
Oh.
If my close circle of friends are streaming at the time that I'm ending, no matter what they're playing, I will raid them. If there's nobody who's like a close friend of mine streaming at the time, I will raid someone who's been doing something similar that I've been doing.
Like same category.
Yeah.
And I also wanted to ask about... Oh yeah, Nick.
Go ahead. Because recently, like before I used to do the same thing, as I would look at my recommended, or not my recommended, but like my friends list of like who's streaming, kind of like look at like who have I rated recently and who haven't I rated yet. And that's how I would normally do it. But now, after coming back from my hiatus and like just like watching other people stream, I've come to know that what a lot of people do is, instead of streaming people they know, they will look up the game they're playing and raid the person with the least amount of viewers. So that 1, they can help the person who's playing the same game because you have the same interest then. And 2, like that's their way of like growing and helping the other person grow.
Yeah. Or get networking.
And so, yeah, and it's good networking too. And I think like I've gone more into doing that, which I actually found is a lot harder because sometimes you can't find the people who are playing the same game as you if you're playing very niche games. Whereas recently everyone's been playing Honkai Impact, Honkai Star Rail, and you put that into the search, and literally everyone is playing that. Like I can't even go through like any game, like my list of like people who are playing, and not see that name in there.
It's also great for VTubers because that's an anime game. That's we're anime basically. I've noticed that anime games like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Honkai or Genshin work much better for VTubers, while games like Diablo which are a bit more serious in their art style, would work better if I do a face cam. So I've been thinking of changing now from a face cam to a vTuber depending on the content on the game I play.
I was gonna say, can we talk about that? But you mentioned it.
Yeah, Nix also doesn't see the difference between Honkais.
My bad.
Have you tried Honkai?
I haven't played it yet.
What is it, Virus?
To kind of go back to the subject of like rating people you don't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little bit careful with that, since when I rate people that I know their microphone is good, I know they're not blasting music at full volume, I know their stream isn't like lagging out every 5 seconds. If I rate someone I don't know, then I don't know the quality of their stream. I don't know if my viewers will want to hang around there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've been rating some people who were AFK, people who just finished their stream, people who had horrible sound settings, people who, like you said, blasted music, people who had followers only chat, and then it kind of really feels uncomfortable as a raider. I gotta follow them to chat. So what I've been doing, I'm actually like 10 minutes or 5 minutes before I finish the stream, I open my Twitch, and usually in my phone, and I look for the recommended, and I see some people who would have lower, let's say 2-3 followers or viewers right now, and I would look for people who just started streaming. Maybe they stream 10 minutes, 5 minutes, because I love getting a raid at the beginning of a stream. Gives you a big boost of confidence.
Yeah.
Getting a raid at the end of a stream is like, thank you. Now I have to stream 30 minutes more. I mean, obviously, thank you, but I was just finishing the stream. I remember Mimic raided me. Yeah, I don't remember how long Queen was streaming back then, but it was, I think she just started. Once raided a person with a 10-minute follower only chat. 10 minutes follower, wow. That's really crazy. Yeah. So yeah, you gotta enter weird. That. And sometimes I do open the sound and listen to the person for like a, 5 seconds listening to them, 10 seconds is enough to see that they have good microphone quality and the stream is good and not chaotic.
Yeah, that's what I do. When I like think I'm about to end the stream, like I'll go into my phone and I'll look at who like the recommended, I'll look at the numbers, look how long they're streaming, and then like listen to it for like a good second. And then if I don't like it, then I go to the next person as well.
Open like 3 of them, see, and choose. But that's obviously if you don't have any friends stream right now, any preferences, any priorities.
Yeah, and like depending on like what time you stream too, like you might not have anyone streaming.
Yeah, that's a big problem with EU midday.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like depending on like where you are, and then depending on like the people you follow, is like there's like a specific time everyone streams, and for me, I think my Twitch is most active in the evening to at night. So around like 5 or 6 p.m. CST is when it's most active, because everyone is just like either home from work, home from school, and they just hop on their computer and they just start streaming.
It's really different every day. There's like some days everybody streams, some days nobody streams. Let's see. Moving back to art streams. Varys, how do you feel with game streams compared to art streams?
Game streams are more chill.
Are they? I would feel like art streams would be just as relaxing. No?
I have this thing where I don't like people looking at my drawings.
But you rig on stream.
I do, yes. And I have trouble with it because on one hand, I need to get this work done, and I might as well stream while I'm working. 2 birds with 1 stone. But the problem is that while I'm rigging, I get into hyper focus mode, and I will forget that chat exists for like a good 5 minutes.
That's actually going to topic number 5: streaming your in real life studies or work. Because I think before I commissioned Miss Virus, I went to one of your Twitch streams.
Oh God.
And I watched the
269. Welcome to the
Hello,
party.
Colm. I just waited for the TTS to read the name. Hello, Colm. Welcome. I was watching one of your VODs and I saw that you did the art and rigging on stream, and I thought this is super impressive. And recently I got contacted by a GFX bot, not a bot, right? Someone who wanted me to commission them. Hello, GFD.
GFD64E, welcome to the party.
Hello, welcome. So I remember watching that. I thought it was really impressive. And then a GFX bot recently asked me if I want commissions. And I said, and if they send me the portfolio. And I said, you know what? Yeah, send me the portfolio. So they sent me a bunch of pictures that are obviously stolen. And then I asked, do you have any streams where you draw? Because I like watching those. And they said, no, I don't stream them. And then they just disappeared. And I thought, if I was doing any kind of commission, I would do it on stream because that's super impressive. But I guess you have this conflict of, do you show everybody your work? I remember I tried translating one of my books to English on stream. And it felt really uncomfortable. On one hand, yeah, I can show my skills. On the other hand, and like do work and streaming at the same time. But then again, everybody's looking at your work and judging you and like, this is wrong, this is good, this is bad, do this or do that. It's kind of like putting you on the spot.
Oh yeah, that is why I banned backseating in any kind of stream.
That's fair though, because like I feel like in some games you can ask for backseating, but then other games like you kind of just have to ban it, or else the chat will play it for you or tell you what to do.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm different in that case. I love backseating. When people help me in puzzle games and we solve it together, I love it. And then I'm doing a competition, I have to solve it before chat. But when it comes to not games, when it comes to like, okay, I remember I did a fitness stream. And people would tell me, you're not doing squats correctly, you're not doing push-ups correctly, do this, do that. It's like, it's annoying. It's really annoying. And I remember I draw really badly. But every once in a while I would do a really bad chibi. Actually, I have a list of people that I want to draw. Just making sure that Virus is there as well. Nyx and Virus. I'm gonna draw really terrible chibis of you one day. And
I'll accept it and I'll put it in my stream.
That's the problem. People put it in their avatar and like, no, it looks horrible.
I'll put it on my wall.
But it doesn't matter if it looks horrible. You put the thought and effort into it.
Oh my God.
That doesn't matter if it's bad or not.
And sometimes people will tell me like, use layers. No, I don't know how to use layers. I'll teach you. I'll come on voice chat and teach you. I don't want that. I just want to chill. I don't want to learn. I don't want you. This is not this is what I'm thinking right now. Maybe this is the reason. This is not a teaching session. I don't want someone to teach me how to draw. I just want to chill and do stupid things. Maybe it comes down with games as well. I don't want you to teach me how to play the game. I'm not speedrunning this. I just want to chill.
That's when you go and say, I want to draw badly. Let me draw badly.
Yeah, I want to draw. Yeah, so because I draw badly, whenever someone tells me, do this, use layers, do shading, I'm like, no, it has to be bad.
Do people ever get like super condescending to you? Because I feel like people do that to me all the time.
What do you mean? Give me an example.
Okay, so I'm not really an example from art because people usually just kind of leave me alone when I'm doing my own thing. But for example, when I'm playing a MMO and I'm fighting a boss and I know I'm doing something stupid and I tell chat, okay, this is stupid, but hear me out. And then people start being like, oh, that was so stupid. You should be doing this and that. I can't believe you did that. That is so stupid.
I see what you mean.
And I'm like, I can say that I'm stupid. You're not allowed to say I'm stupid.
Oh, I'm really trying to think of an example for that.
Or people who are like, who think that you really don't know anything. Like, you've played this game for over a year, you have the entire backlog, you are max level, and people tell you how to open your menu, where to find something in your menu.
I think the closest I had to that was in Binding of Isaac. Where I have more than 2,000 hours on the Binding of Isaac. Oh wait, D&D boxing. Yeah, Anthony gave me a really good. Okay, yeah, D&D it really pisses me off sometimes. Like, wait, the Binding of Isaac, I still would die in stupid ways. I will still make bad choices. I will still do take the wrong item in the wrong place and so on. And I would sometimes take a bad item and say, okay, chat, this is a bad item. Do not take it, but I'm gonna take it anyway. Or this is a spiked room. I'm gonna lose health if I go in. Do not go, but I'm gonna go in anyway. And then people would sometimes say stuff like, oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. You should go there, you should look for that thing. I'm gonna tell you how to play. So I'm trying to...
Mimic.
What?
You sound like the child who the parent says don't do that and they do that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a rebel. When chat tells me not to do something, I do it. And every time something like this happens, I kind of find myself explaining why I'm doing that. And I try to make it funny. Like, oh yeah, I'm going there because there's like a 0.1% that we will get something good. And then rarely something good happens. I say, see, chat, this is why you take risks. This is why you do stupid things every once in a while. But what Vice is saying is about also confident in games. I feel like I've heard that from a lot of female VTubers, actually. I've been talking a lot with female VTubers in private, doing tarot readings and so on. And something that is repeating, a phenomenon, is female VTubers who are being shamed of not being gamers, not being good enough in games. And I actually just read an article about this in my term paper in feminism, about how the Twitch community, the male viewers, would sometimes shame female streamers about not being good enough in games. And some female streamers will not stream games because they don't want the backseating, they don't want the condescending, they don't want the viewers to tell them what to do, or to, I don't know, how do you say that in English? To manify, how do you say? Mansplaining. Yeah, you don't want people to mansplain how to play the game that you've been playing for like 10 years now. Mansplaining, yeah, exactly.
I feel like that's how, for me personally, that's actually why I like playing FPS games, but I don't stream it. I think that's like the main reasons.
Welcome to the
specifically. Party. I really enjoy FPS games. I just don't like to stream it because of all the comments, the backlash, and the hate that I would get.
You say that, and I can think of 3 other female VTuber streamers who have the same issue with FPS games specifically. They would feel the competition if they go into the chat, the voice chat in there. People will scream at them, "You're not doing this right. You're not doing that right." And Anton said D&D. When I started, I knew that I'm gonna do. Hello, Gabo, welcome. I knew that I would do D&D on stream at one point, but it took me a while to start. I was terrified of doing D&D because of one reason. I know there are some big D&D content creators out there, and some of them that contacted me, some of them I collab with, and I was terrified of getting criticized of how I play D&D, because I played D&D with children for 12 years, and playing D&D with children is different than playing with adults. You put less emphasis on the rules and more on having fun. So when I do D&D, until actually recently, I only did my own homebrew stuff. So I did VTube high school, and it's completely random, and I make up all the rules on the spot, and it's improv, and it's just fun. But then every once in a while, like really rarely, some dungeon master with 10 years of experience will go and say, that system doesn't make sense. You give too much emphasis on this, and people don't, you discourage people to do that, and you ruining the rules of the game or whatever. And that kind of really, really popped out of my mind to my head when you said about people condescending you during a game. I've been doing that for 12 years. You come in here and tell me how to do D&D. So recently I gathered the 6 ladies, I call them the 6 kidneys, and we're doing D&D every Thursday. Tomorrow we're gonna do it as well. And I went all out and said, you know what, I'm gonna do D&D 5th edition properly. And recently I took a small vacation. I sat down and I read the entire book, all the manual, all the rules for D&D 5th edition. I said, I'm gonna do this properly. All the rules are going to be properly. And it feels bad. It feels so bad because there's so many rules that I don't know. You can never know all the rules because there's just so many and so many systems and different stuff, and you can easily forget things, and it can easily be unfair to someone. You can go back and say, oh, I needed to use that spell, but I did it because Mimic forgot. He's a bad dungeon master. And someone can go in my chat and say, oh, you're a terrible person. You should have done this. You should have done that. And seriously, the only answer you can give is, you know what? You come and do it. You do it. You stream D&D.
Yeah, like the only thing you can do is like, if you think you can do it better, then go stream it yourself. Mm-hmm. Don't put your hate here. But then still at some points, it still gets to you.
Yeah.
Like the comments that they make.
Really, in gaming,
they can make all the comments they want.
In gaming, I didn't even consider that it happens to me. But when you said that condescending word, immediately I thought of specific person, two specific people who really kind of tried hinting that I'm not doing D&D properly, and they know how to do D&D.
I actually once had to block someone on all platforms for being extremely condescending about literally everything I said. Mm-hmm. Literally everything.
So another thing that sometimes happens is that your chat will kind of start to reflect what you're doing to them. So I see streamers that are very condescending or criticize to their chat, and then they get it back. But sometimes you're not doing that, but you play around with it. Haha, it's funny, we love it. And then they kind of get the hint that it's okay, and they keep doing that. Like this game you have with them.
Yeah, I think for me, it's because I have a lot of self-deprecating humor. So I will call myself an idiot. I will say, all these things about myself. So, stop. So I think that gives some people the idea that it's okay to treat me the way I treat myself.
Yeah. It's kind of like the vTuber syndrome, where vTubers are very lewd, but then they are angry when some other random people would be creep and lewd with them.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have to admit that we get what we give to ourselves. If you laugh about yourself, people will laugh at you as well, because they think this is how you are. This is the type of streamer this is a part of the game.
I think it's fine if people do it as a joke because I know it's a joke. I know they can talk to me normally in any other situation, but there are people who take it like too far, who don't treat it as a joke, and who genuinely think that I am that dumb. And then they will DM me about it. They will DM me like about a topic that I was talking about on stream. There's one example when I was talking about how I got 2 bunnies. And then this person this is the person that I had to block, by the way. This person literally DM'd me on Twitter and said, "Oh, if it's a male and a female, make sure they're separated, otherwise they'll have babies." And I'm like,
oh, really? I didn't know that. Oh my gosh.
By the way, her bunnies are adorable. the only VTuber I know who has bunnies. No shit show. What did you answer?
I just blocked him on the spot. I could not deal with that.
Okay, this is just a me response. This is probably, like, I probably wouldn't have said this, but this is probably what I would have thought. I probably would have thought with like a response of like, oh, so then should roommates not be male and female?
I would probably answer something like, wait, that makes so much sense. Wait, there's 50 babies now. How do I stop this? Help, please. But it's kind of like talking to spammers, you know, these spam hunters, who answer to all the weird Nigerian princes who's like, please send me money and I will give you a lot of money. Answer them in email, play the game with them. I mean, some users can DM you the most stupid things.
It's so interesting and funny.
I do play along with GFX bots sometimes. It's especially funny if they're not bots.
Let's go to GFX bots.
Wait, let's do that. Wait, I want to hear your stories.
GFX bots.
Okay, so I usually ignore them. But sometimes I am in some kind of mood and I will send them my portfolio and ask them if they want to commission me. And if it's not a bot, they will compliment my portfolio and I feel kind of bad.
So let's explain first of all what is GFX bot. A GFX bot is a derogatory term to people who actually, most of them are not bots. They will be scammers and they will go on Twitter and look for anything that has commission, art, model, rigging, or any kind of these keywords, and they will DM people and say, hey, are you streaming? I like your channel, I like your avatar, I think you can improve your channel if you do this and that. Can I send you a portfolio of my commission? Some of them go so far as to join your Discord server and start DMing people in your Discord server. Some would go so far that it would actually lurk in your community for a while before they reveal themselves and so on. Now, many of those scammers, which we call GFX bots, are very easy to recognize because they have very stupidly English name. I'll go to my Discord and see the last people I banned. Can already recognize their names. Let's see. There was Diana GFX. She has GFX in her name. Many of them have GFX in the name. But some of them are like Rebecca Fisher.
Yep.
What the fuck is Rebecca Fisher? And then you see an obvious stock picture of a beautiful woman. And these kind of names, Rebecca Fisher, and what do they try doing is basically force you to commission them, and then you would either get a very, very bad model in return that seems nothing like the portfolio they showed you, or you will get nothing. And Virus, I know
have yet to like play around with them.
Oh yeah, don't. There was once I actually said, you know what, I'm gonna do it, and I started talking to that person, and I started getting personal with her. And I was like, I really want a commission, but I'm afraid I need to see that you're a real person. And she went with it. Like, how can I prove that I'm a real person? Like, show me your fit. That usually convinces me. And then she sent me a stock picture of fit. For a moment.
Oh my gosh.
For a moment, I thought it was her real fit. And then I Google imaged. I searched the picture. It was from a forum somewhere. Yo. And I was asking about her age. And then I went with a trick I saw with one of the spam hunters. I was like, by the way, where do you live? And she said California. And like, wait, really? Oh, you have beautiful sunset right now. I can see the sunset in California. She said, yeah, the sun is so beautiful right now. And it was like 12 p.m. or 1 p.m. in California. There's no sunset at that point.
That's you.
So
Oh
get
my
them
gosh.
get them with the time zone. So Virus, I know the other time you were a spam, a GFX fighter or something, a scammer. You would help people who got scammed.
Mm-hmm.
You're still doing that? How does this work? How did it work?
I don't have the time for that anymore right now. I have a commissions wait list until July. So I don't have time for that at the moment, but if I have time, whenever like I hear about someone specifically being scammed out of a VTuber model, I'll just offer, to make them something simple. Like it won't be like too detailed. It won't be like all of the like specials of the rigging, but like something that works,
Mm-hmm.
so they at least have something.
Is it not enough
That's
for them
really
to have
nice.
a PNG?
I mean, yeah, but whenever I hear someone get scammed, I just feel bad for them, and I'm like, I have the skills to help.
It's a Spider-Man syndrome.
Do you ever think, and I'm not saying this like in any way, but this is just pure curiosity. Do you ever think by doing that, you're trying to promote yourself in a good way, but then people see that as in a bad way?
People see that in a bad way?
Don't know what people think of it. I don't ask, but I'm sure it helps my portfolio too.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you put it in your portfolio later and you get...
Yeah. And I mean it in a bad way. It's like the same thing as like how GFX bots like come and say like, do you want to buy this or that?
I don't think I've ever had anyone respond badly to it.
I also don't think she's doing that in a penetrative way. So GFX bot would come to you and DM you, hey, do you want to commission me? But the proper artists, they don't do that. I figure they just put their stuff on their Twitter, on their stream, and people will come to them.
That's usually how that works.
Yeah. Did you ever go and ask people to commission you? Do you ever feel like the need to do that?
Oh no. I'm too shy.
That's like I think this is the first sign for a scammer in my book. Someone who goes to you and asks you to commission them, that is so strange. It's like what we said earlier. Me going to someone and asking them to sub to me or to raid me or to follow me. What? There's a call to action. Please, if you have time, consider checking my Twitter and such. But there's a borderline.
I feel like DMs are too personal for that.
Mm-hmm.
If you just make a tweet on your own account and you're like, hey, here's my portfolio, like check it out if you have the time, maybe commission me. That's normal. But actually DMing someone, that's taking it to a personal level that I would not be comfortable with myself.
Or going to someone's Discord server or someone's stream.
Oh yeah, that's intrusive.
Yeah. Silversteve says, I remember getting a scam message once on my phone, not online, just a random number. So I called it, had a containment breach, femur break audio play. Just like the person on the other end threatened to call police on me. So that's a scam message using someone else's phone number, so you can't trace the message. They also do that. And Alsman says, recently I commissioned someone that looked like a scammer, so I asked for payment after, and I got something good, but... Oh, you asked to pay after the after the commission. I got something good, but then I commissioned a banner from them and they used AI art. Ugh. So, Virus, what's your opinion on people? I heard there's a lot of people on Fiverr using AI art when they get commissions.
I think it's fine to play around with AI art for yourself. When it comes to commissions, you'd have to make it absolutely 100% perfectly clear that you're using AI. Otherwise, it's kind of a scam.
So going from GFX bots to... Oh, wait, I want to ask, GFX bots, are they in any way a competition to you? Because I've been kind of ranting about vTweeters before. Those people who claim that they're VTubers, but they're not actually doing any content except for tweets. And I kind of feel like they are bad influence for my potential viewers. They kind of give the bad... how do I say that? They give a bad name to VTubers. They're like, hey, what if all VTubers are like that? And then people come to my stream and some might get the wrong impression that I'm like those VTweeters. I don't know, Steer Drama or YouTuber or something like that. Because it's people who do the same thing as me, but they do it in a bad way that I feel like represents me in a bad way. Yeah, bad impression, yeah. So do you feel like GFX bots give bad impression to actual artists or actual riggers?
They might, but I feel like most people will recognize the difference between a GFX bot and an actual artist.
Very hard to trust anyone, yeah. I will highly recommend Miss Virus, by the way. I'm a living proof that she's doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
Both dice model and I will say this. I was actually looking for artists and riggers for a while I wanted to go to my human form. But I went, Miss Virus is my VTuber mama. She did both art and rig, and I came back to her because she just did an amazing job. Seriously. I couldn't find anyone out there who's better. There's no reason to live in the first place. I was thinking to myself, I don't know, maybe I need like a human model. I need something bigger, someone different. I need a specific artist to figure. No, she's doing everything. She's doing both of them. She's doing an amazing job. Seriously, try her. And if you commission her, you kind of become my sibling, which is also really cool. Let me pause here.
So I have a question. How many, if you could think on the top of your head, how many models have you rigged and drawn?
Over 100.
My God.
Probably less than 200.
That's a big family.
You got a lot of siblings there.
I do. I didn't know I have so many.
I said, like 95% don't even credit me, so it's whatever.
That is so strange, but I guess they just don't.
How do you feel about that they don't credit you?
A little bit pissed off. I do have it in my terms of service, but I am not a confrontational person. So even if I like stumble upon them on Twitter and I know it's them, I don't say anything.
I see your Twitter account has your YouTube channel and not your Twitch channel in the bio.
I know, I was struggling earlier trying to find your Twitch.
I'm
Luckily,
sorry.
it's the same name. It's Miss Virus. It's just the same as Twitter.
I just ended up typing it and hoping for the best.
Miss Virus, same Twitter and Twitch. Technically, me and MS Elboim are Avatar siblings. Although I don't stream and I don't have a PC. Really, oversteers. We'll still, let's go. Sanri, thank you for the stretch.
I actually gave O5 her model for her birthday because she's been modding for me for like years now.
Oh my God, I have so many siblings. Big family, let's go.
Big family.
Okay, so a segue from GFX bots. In general, there's a lot of drama out there about interaction with artists and commissions, and I think the next topic is kind of self-explanatory. Who will commit and who won't, or maybe it's not self-explanatory. I'll try to explain. Some people regret. Some people would say, "Hey, I have money," and I've done it as well. I remember I wanted to commission someone, and they gave me a draft, and I didn't like it. And I said, well, thank you, but not right now. And I kind of felt bad afterwards. But there's some, I didn't have experience with that because I don't commission a lot. But there's some people out there who commission nonstop. And I see them talking about artists who are disappearing or ghost them for a few months, never respond. And then there's people who don't pay or people who cancel suddenly. Or like you said, someone won the bunny raffle model and just didn't answer you in a DM, which is really weird. So how do you know when you approach someone to commission you, or when someone comes to ask for a commission from you, how do you know if they're serious or not?
That's the problem, though. You usually don't know. Because I've had people who were very sure about what they wanted. They responded to me every step of the way, and then like right when I was almost finished with it, they cancelled.
Like at the end after the rigging?
Yes.
But do you get payment before or during? Or?
I get 50% up front, so I lost out on 50% of that payment. This is why I charge 50 up front, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, which makes sense. So then what do you do with the model afterwards when you're done? Do you sell it for a discounted price? Do you just scrap it? What do you do?
I don't think I could, in full conscience, sell the model because the character belongs to someone else.
I see.
So it's just like, oh, okay, well, this person's going on my blacklist.
I see.
And that's about all I can do.
There's another VTuber I know, Chibo, who I collab with a few times, and she's drawing models and then she just sells them on Twitter. Like, here's a new child who wants to buy them, and people pay.
Here's a new
like,
child.
A new child. I just met a new child who wants to buy. She take like $200, and instantly people buy them, and she moves on to the next child, and that's great. Thank you for the double edge hydrate. You have to drink yourself. You two ladies will drink and stretch.
Oh, there goes my shoulder.
I remember recently, I've seen this. I stay the hell away from drama. If there's a drama post, I read it. I love reading that, but I will never intervene. But this was about someone who's a rigger, I think, and she did a very expensive job for someone, and then that person kind of dragged them for a while and made them say, I don't have money, I'll have money next month, please continue the work and so on. I planned everything, and then they didn't pay, and then after the model was ready, they cancelled.
Yeah, that's a huge red flag.
Yeah, and she was venting on Twitter, and many people said, say the name of the person. She was like, I don't want to say the name of the person. She sent DMs and so on. And I was just going there and said, sell the model. Put it on Twitter, on sale. People will buy it. I don't know if she did it or not, but I got like 200 likes in a day. That was crazy. So there's a lot of people who agreed with that thing. Maybe it should be in the contract, if they cancel, you get that's weird. You can't really get ownership unless you drew the character.
Yeah, unless you are the one who designed the character with input from the customer.
Have you ever thought about making an option of like, in like the terms of the agreement of, if you don't pay for this, And like this is a box that you have to have like them check yes or no that they would be okay with you reselling it.
I have complicated feelings about that because, like I said, the character like still belongs to them.
But if it's a character that you designed with them, then you can easily do that.
Something that I designed, then yeah.
I'm trying to think of me in kind of. I used to do lore writing for other VTubers, like Alstrian here. We had a lore session, collab. I wrote his lore, and I'm thinking, let's say someone pays me to write their lore, and then they say, you know, I changed. I'm not a vampire anymore. I'm now an astronaut VTuber. I just wrote a lore for a vampire VTuber. What do I do with that? And my artist self-degrading, I'm not good enough kind of feeling tells me nobody will want that junk. But maybe I can put it on. But then it's just text. I don't know. Put the first 500 words and tell them, there's like 10 pages of this lore if you want to buy that. It's kind of weird.
That is a real problem, by the way. People changing their minds about something like huge, like most of the way through.
So like, let's say, oh, I don't want to be a dice. I want to be a frog suddenly.
That is a big change.
That is a big
major change.
Yeah, but listen, I was thinking, I want to be a frog tuber. It's gonna be so cool. And I needed to change everything, but the eyes. You can leave the eyes. I'm gonna be a frog with 20 in the eyes. That kind of big change. What kind of big changes do you mean?
So there are people who change like major parts of their design like halfway through. Like I'm halfway through rigging, I've already done the drawing, and they're like, "Oh, actually, I want a different hairstyle."
Oh, I see. And they have no idea how complicated, how many layers are in the hair.
Oh god, okay, so depending on the hairstyle as well, but usually it is at least 20 layers, like 20 to 50 probably.
And it's probably different for men and women, right?
Yeah, kind of. Short hair has a lot of layers as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, changing my hair color is a nightmare. My VTube studio can't allow me to choose everything together. Is there a way to clump all the hair layers into a group? VTube studio, can we have this update? Group layers. How's that? Give me all the hair layers as one group, all the skin layers as one group, and then I can change them individually if I want, but I can also change them all together. That would be a huge update.
But yeah, I kind of just wish people would stick with it if they give the okay to the model before I start rigging. Or if they like if I'm at the sketching phase and I send the work in progress, because you would know how many work in progress I sent. But I sent so many screenshots for this reason, so that I don't have to change anything afterwards, after I'm already done shading, after I started rigging. But there are still people who change their minds like halfway through, and that is a big red flag for me. I count those as revisions.
Yeah, that's more money.
Do you charge for those revisions?
There are 2 free revisions, and after that I charge.
Okay, so that's still pretty fair. Like you tell them like, okay, I'll give you at least 2 free, but then anything more than that, yeah, that's more than reasonable.
I think maybe there was a big revision with the mouths, because I got the model and there was the coat, and I just felt like it's empty. There's something in there because I have no idea what I want. Right, that's my biggest issue. I have no idea what I want. And I just looked at some mimic art and I thought, you know what, let's add mouths all over the coat. But that's a big revision, so
yes, that did count as a revision.
Because we didn't have that in the initial sketch. And she sent me many sketches, and I approved them, but only after during the process I thought, you know what, I need more. But it was kind of more of the same. It's not like changing completely, like, I want to be a frog tuber instead.
Yeah, if I
imagine you just turning into a frog.
If I have to scrap the entire thing, then it's like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that's
There's no way.
Pay everything. What our virus rate? Asking for our friend. Can you give us your rates, or is it a DM?
I can give you my rates. Yeah. It's on my card actually. So I charge separately for model and rig. Let me pull it up, but I know both of them are between 160 and 300.
Also, this
I feel like that's not bad.
This is Miss Virus's Virus 2D. This is her. You have 2 Twitters, right? Or do you use the other
one? One is for like streaming and stuff, like my regular one, and the other one is for commissions specifically. I like to keep them separated because my DMs are a mess.
I see. And that's her card.
That's fair.
That's the website with all of the commissions, portfolio prices.
But I need to update my portfolio.
Hey, I'm there. Let's go. Kind of weird.
Oh, this is so cool.
And also the new Scruffy model, which now I can say she's my sibling. Let's go.
Hey, it's Mimic. Look at that.
Look at me. Woo. With this stupid cat eyes. Why they get those cat eyes? Every time I put them, I'm like, no, why? I mean, I like it, but it's so...
Should have made you an Amogus instead.
I was actually thinking of asking you to do a troll face. It's one of them. But I thought maybe
that would be so hard to rig.
Maybe that would be too much. It's just troll face. And one of them, the hat, mouth, and tongue, just put that as my face. But I think that's too much. Let's do some classic stuff. Maybe in the future.
I love your car. This is the way that you have this set up is amazing.
Thank you. I try to make it as clear as possible.
You can clearly see all the art and all the rigging. Oh, and there's my family here. Let's go. Now I can see who they are. Ooh. So many people I don't know.
I try to credit everyone, but some people I just don't know their socials.
Shouldn't you ask for that in the first place? When you...
Those were from Fiverr, so it was like...
Oh, I see. Also, I believe the bunny VTuber model is free, right?
Yes.
So those who want, this is the Chinese New Year model she made from a raffle. And since nobody got it, it's free on Coffee. You can get it for $0. And you get a fully rigged, cute bunny model. I would highly recommend. All that's
required is credits.
Yeah, you have to credit Miss Virus.
Oh, that's so cute.
Where the credit in the Twitter bio, in the YouTube video that you use, or Twitch video, where is the credit supposed to be?
Just anywhere you use it.
So credit her. Lone Wolf, thank you for double-edged hydrate. You have to drink yourself as well. So those who want to check out her card, you can get to be my sibling. Well, let's see. So to know who will commit and who will not commit, you basically just make a blacklist. Just learn on the go.
Yeah, pretty much. Because there are some people who seem not very reliable at first. But like one of those people actually turned out to be a long-term customer. She keeps coming back for model upgrades. So
I see.
So What would be one tip that you give someone who wants to start learning how to rig themselves, like draw their own model and start rigging?
Watch a lot of YouTube tutorials, join the Live2D Discord because people are there to help you. You can learn so much from other riggers, and just play around with it. Also, don't get the trial for Live2D if you're just starting out. Just use the free version, because if you activate the trial immediately, you're just wasting it.
Like the 30 days or something, or 14 days.
I think it's
7 days.
40.
40 days. Do you want voice acting in a game? I'm doing the voice acting in a game. I'm doing that. I'm the voice actor. Hello, Fedora. Meet Miss Virus, my mom. My actual real life mom. No, I'm joking. Let's see. So, if you're an artist, a rigger, or a customer, how do you approach or deal with customers and artist needs? So you said that you show multiple screenshots of the process.
Mm-hmm.
How do you communicate in commissions? Like, how do you recommend to ask for commissions? How do you recommend to deal? I mean, what's the length that I can go with changes? Let's say I don't like this. I really wanna tell the artist, but I also feel like if I tell them, I may bother them. Maybe it's too big of a change for them.
Always say it. You can either get a yes or a no, but always specify that you want something changed. Don't wait with that.
So say as soon as possible.
Yes.
And what's your opinion on an artist who disappear or don't communicate their process?
I think it's a bad business practice. Essentially, if you're offering commissions, you have to treat it like a business. So, you have to get into the customer service spirit. It is very, very important to communicate. And I know I drop off the face of the earth sometimes, but I try to say when that happens.
To communicate with the with your customers. Also, I see you have the list of the current. Where is it? I lost it. The commission list. Commission tracker.
Yeah. I keep track of that also for myself, because sometimes I just get confused about what I was doing. ADD brain. So yeah, my wait list for June is full at the moment.
I see the list and I'm not there, and I'm feeling like I need to get in that list. I need to commission her something. But also, I see a lot of VTubers who change their outfit every month. Like Iron Mouse is the biggest one. Every month, every season, she has a complete new model. And I'm feeling like I have everything I need. What kind of upgrades or changes would you recommend me to do to spice things up?
I honestly don't know. I'm not a designer. I just look at the references and make a model. I know Lizer. I think you remember him.
Yeah.
He recently got a model upgrade and then another one on top of that.
What's the difference between
immediately? Okay, so the first upgrade he got was a more adult-looking model, right? Which was really fun to work on. And then the second one was a not safe for work version.
Oh, I see. I kind of, in a way, I treat myself like a Pokemon with 3 forms. So my dice model was my first form. This is my second form. One day in the future, I'll have this adult, muscular, not safe for work form. Lewd, muscular. That will be my Charizard form.
It will be an interesting day.
That I really think that my voice changed when I changed to the human model. I don't know why. It just feels like I need to take myself a bit more seriously. as a dice, I could be more shenanigans crazy, and like now I'm a bit more grown up, I think. And if I'll see it's crazy. You see the model move with VTube Studio, and it gives you a voice. It's like when I'm voice acting in a game. I see the character, a voice comes out. And if I'll see this lewd model in front of me, I would have to, actually, there's an art I got a long time ago. Now, one of the inspirations for this model, there's a few inspirations for this model that I showed Virus. I think the biggest one, I'd say, is this art by Misana. I'd say this is the most similar to the model. And that also kind of gave me the same voice that I'm doing right now, in a way. I never thought of that, but the voice really comes out. That's kind of the same voice. And then there's another art that I got that I won in a raffle a lot of time ago. That's the one. And that's, I think, and I don't use it today, but for a while, I've been thinking of using that. Just really give you this, hello there, gamers. How's your day? Kind of like deeper voice. Oh, you look so beautiful today. Do you want me to roll your luck? Come here, sit on my knee. You're dead. That's for the dark future mimic. But at the end of the day, I thought, my mama is the best one to know how to change the dice to a human. That's kind of weird. I remember when I first when I commissioned her, she asked me a very tough question. What does your model look like? And I thought, well, you're the designer, you tell me. And I figured I have no idea. What do I even want? So we went with a dice. It was kind of simple.
So then who came up with who did you guys both work on the design together, or?
I can actually show this sketch. I have this big D20 on my table from D&D in real life, from presentations. And I just said, you know what? I'm gonna do D&D at one point, so just make me a dice. And I can't do half. I can't just tell her do something. I need to know what's gonna happen, right? I need to tell her what I want. I need to present my thoughts. I need to give her. I know that I need to. If I want to get something good, I will need to show her exactly what I want. I'm looking for that. But I have no idea where it is. I sent her the worst sketch that you can imagine. Do you remember that?
I can work with that. I kind of remember, yes.
Oh, there it is. Obviously, I put it in the trash folder.
It was actually very helpful.
Was it?
Yeah, I mean, even a bad sketch is still a reference,
Yeah, it's better than no sketch. So thankfully for the human model, I had a lot of people. Oh, wait. Look at that. So for the human model sketch, I made this in Photoshop. I basically took the basic sketch she made, and then I took all kind of art pieces and stuff that I like and other arts that and said, this here, this, that, this here, this, that, this here, this, that. And it worked. It really gave her a sense of what I kind of want. And at the same time, I also sat down with myself and thought what I want. So that's one thing. There's also, you can see that the cat eyes, for example. I took this from Cheese Home. That's the cat eyes that I wanted. So this is one of the faces. And here's one, the smug face that I wanted. I'm looking for the first. I'm not sure where is it. So when you see something like that, how do you emulate that? Do you go and do exactly that? Do you what's the process of taking something like that sketch and actually making decent art out of it?
Well, it's I always appreciate it when people have some sort of reference for me, right? And I always tell people, like, even if you don't have a reference of the character itself, like, just get some images from Google so I know what hairstyle you want, what, like, anything, clothes, that kind of stuff. Just gather as much as you can about what you want and send it to me. Because then I can piece it together in like a cohesive manner, send out a sketch, and if you want to change something on that sketch, we can go ahead and change it from there. But as long as I have a starting point.
So I'm putting, I found them. That's the early sketch. Heavily inspired by an amazing game called Dicey Dungeons. And then the result that she made, and the final result, which is phenomenal. And although I only had 2 models, in both of them I had this feeling like in the sketch, I'm not sure if this is what I want, I'm not sure how the end result, but then the end result is just amazing. And even then there's a huge difference between this and actually seeing it move. When I saw that model move, I immediately thought, I'm gonna stream today.
That's also what I really, really like about rigging. Like, it brings everything to life. It is so cool to see.
Let's see, your model matching yourself feels so important. I know I feel attached to the model I made, and the fact that the model feels like me, in a way, definitely makes me want to stick with it and not upgrade for a good while. Yeah, and I've been thinking, what's me, basically? How I can do shenanigans. And with the dice model, I could freely like, hop around and spin myself and do all kind of crazy stuff. Like one thing really cool, I'll go to the starting soon screen. I just made it in Filmora in like 5 seconds. You can see my dice model just spins around on the screen. And it was so simplistic. All I had to do is think what I need. So since I did that, I would think like, Nix, if you want a live 2D model, get a mushroom, combine mushroom elements and elf elements. Start with something very simplistic. Something cute, adorable, marketable. And even now I kind of use this model. I put it, the dice model, like my my signature on memes. I put it always. I just put it randomly in all kind of places. As a miniature.
Yeah, Emmett makes a really good point, like matching your model to how you feel is one thing, but I always say Mimic, after collabing with you for the first time, I have really gone on to the emphasis of the mushroom theme. As after coming back from my hiatus, I actually have made a lot of changes to all of my overlays, which includes the starting soon screen, be right back, and see you next time screen. And when I'm done with school, so I'm going on summer break soon and starting up work. I'm actually going to have more time to really work on more art themed towards mushrooms, because I actually have been asked if I will have a mushroom emote, which will be done eventually. But I really never went into the theme of mushroom until Mimic started making so many different animations of it, of like, oh, here, let's put a mushroom here, let's put a mushroom there.
Animations.
And it's just kind of like, you go into the theme and it's just kind of like, if you see that theme as yourself and you can find a way to really connect with it and express yourself through it, I think that's what really matters. And being able to create a model how you want to really show who you are as a person and who you want to be is really important. Because I know when my elf model was actually the very first model that I created. And I went in blind, not knowing what I wanted, not knowing what I wanted to do. I first started off with the face shape. And then I thought, do I want pointy ears? Do I want regular ears? And was like, you know what? I'm really kind of feeling the pointy ears. And then after that, I went with the eyes. What kind of eyes do I want? What kind of emotions do I want in the eyes? And what colors do I want them? And then it just kept like going further and further of like, how do I want to portray myself in a model? And that kind of goes into my human model actually is I really did not know. And this kind of tells you like this actually tells you a lot of like how much of your personality goes into making your model. So I've made my elf model first, and then afterwards I wanted another model because I didn't know how I felt about my elf model. I made another model, and it was completely different style, completely different skin color, hair color, ears. It's everything was basically different, and I loved them both equally. So I couldn't figure out which one to use, and so I was able to incorporate both of them into my lore. It was only a month into my streaming did my IRL friend who actually helped me make my lore texted me and said, "Are you aware that your human model looks like you IRL?" And after the stream, I looked at my model and I looked at myself, and I'm just kind of like, I did not intend for that to happen at all. It just happened. And so that just kind of shows you like when you make your model, whether or not you're the one designing it, drawing it, or just even like creating the idea of it, you put yourself in the model without even thinking about it.
There's something interesting about that. You put yourself in the model, yeah. So Lone Wolf here said, I couldn't commission Vi anytime soon. No idea what I even want. So it's a good question. What do you want? What's your skills? What are you known of? Are you a wolf? Are you a lone wolf?
Yeah, I think it really starts off with like, what are you and what do you want to be seen as?
How did you choose the dragon, a white dragon?
Dragons are cool and they fit my personality.
Dragons are cool.
Yeah, I feel like at the end of the day, just like whatever fits your personality and whatever you enjoy.
Yeah, that's why I think dragons definitely fit me, because it's like I'm a dragon, but I can't even breathe fire. All that comes out is moderate air.
Moderate air. Dragons are cool.
That's kind of that perfectly fits with my personality. Also, my model accurately represents me in a very big way, and that's that she always looks smug. I don't know if that's the tracking, I don't know if that's the way I drew it, but she always looks smug.
Maybe you are smug in nature.
I might be. I have been told that I have resting
I feel like everyone does in some way. I've been told the same thing too. I feel like everyone has a resting bitch face in some way or form. It's just whether or not we're aware of it.
Yeah, so yeah, my model fits me. I'm actually working on the 4th version of my model right now. She's been growing as my skills have been growing.
Actually, I want to show everyone an art you did recently. These Lyris, which was I find was really impressive. It's in her avatar right now. Let me find.
Oh, the Baka one.
The Baka one, yeah. It's gorgeous.
Thank you.
Look at this. Look at my beautiful mama.
Oh, that's so pretty.
That is entirely my personality.
That is perfection.
I love that. That is great.
Thank you.
Also, she has sketch commissions if you guys want that kind of drawing. Here's the link.
I usually don't do sketch commissions, but I realized that my Live 2D payment is coming up and I'm broke.
I'm actually very tempted.
I know, I'm also very tempted. But I'm also very broke.
I'm tempted. Maybe I want this exactly same pose.
I'm like seeing this. I actually haven't ever commissioned anyone to draw anything just because like when I broke into, I never really thought of like having someone else commission something, but like that drawing.
Yeah, it's really good. I don't know why I love it so much. What I love about this so much? It's gorgeous
That's
eyes.
actually the first drawing that I did on my tablet, like away from my desk. That's the first time that I drew away from my desk, like actually using the built-in software.
That's 15 pounds, now, right?
Yeah.
That includes background or just this this model?
Just the character.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not good at backgrounds.
But you can use that as a PNG reactive, I would guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take one. I'll take one. I'll take it. It's gonna be my first art commission, actually. My first ever art commission. Where do I send you the instructions? In a DM?
Yeah, you can do it in a DM. I think you can attach a note to on the commission page.
I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna DM her. I want a commission. Do I pay upfront or do I pay afterwards?
I think you pay upfront through Ko-fi.
Okay. Here's what I want. This, but my human model. Same clothes. Same expression. Same abs. Maybe no shirt, right? No shirt. Coat with teeth.
I feel like we can all imagine. Everyone can already imagine what it's like.
69 in the eyes. What else? Chat, help me. We're gonna commission this together.
Is the hat gonna be there?
Is the hat? Oh, holding the hat in my lower hand. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe with my. That's a good question. Here comes the rough question. What do you do? How do I? Maybe the hat is on the floor. Maybe like, Mama, help me.
Maybe you're holding your hat in your hand on your leg.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
The hat is gonna be mostly on the floor then, since the hand is hanging that up.
Yeah, I don't want you to hide the legs.
He is Mimic is currently commissioning the drawing, but him.
69 tattoo on
shirt.
the tongue. Number 6 on one thigh. Oh, wait, the 69 on the thighs? No, I have 69 in the eyes though. Oh, you can't see. You can only see one eye because the hair. Maybe the hair. I like the hair hiding one eye. That's really gorgeous.
That's actually got something to do with this design being closer to the new model that I'm making for myself, and one eye is quite a bit different than the other.
Oh, I love that. The hair here is so gorgeous, and the shirt, the jacket, like falling, revealing the shoulder. I love that as well.
Thank you.
The same exact pose. Yes, exactly the same pose. Same face expression. Just gonna figure out the rest of the parts. Let's say holding the hat in my lower hand. Random numbers on the body. I don't know, we'll figure out the numbers later. Maybe I don't know. Make it sexy.
Make it sexy.
You're giving me too much creative freedom if you say that.
Yeah, I'll trust you with a sketch. And I'll pay right now.
That's gonna be so interesting. I'm so excited to see that actually.
So let's see. In the meantime, while I pay, I want to ask about competition. There's a lot of competition in what we do. In general, there's a lot of competition in vTubing. There's a lot of competition in commissions. Hell, I just figured out there's kind of small competition in tarot reading, not too much, and D&D as well. I do feel like D&D and tarot reading is so different with every person. So I don't feel threatened with that kind of competition. But with streaming, you play a game, there's so many other people who play exactly the same game. And you commission. There's so many other people who commission. You do art. So many other people who do art. So how do you deal with the competition as an artist or as a streamer?
To be honest, I've stopped seeing other people as competition because it's not productive for anyone to think that way. It's more viewers can choose who they watch, who they want to commission. Like they can make their own decision based on what they see, right? So I feel like it is better as artists, as streamers, to just lift each other up.
So like, create a network of other artists.
Just help each other out. Like people will commission who they commission. People will watch who they watch. Nothing is going to change that. Like less competition doesn't mean that people will specifically watch you or specifically commission you. So
yeah. Because like the people who will come and commission you, they came to you for a reason. They've seen your portfolio. They've seen what you can do. They've seen maybe they've seen Mimic and they say, okay, I like how Mimic's model looks. I'm gonna go to Miss Virus and get my model from her. Or if they see someone else that they really like, they get it from them. I think you find the theme and the style that you like, and then you go from there.
yeah, exactly.
It's very interesting though, because I know there's a lot of people who they don't think about the theme and the style, and they kind of just go for the first artist they see, or they go for the cheapest artist they see.
I honestly do not want to deal with people who go for the cheapest because they're usually the worst customers.
So like the people who are like trying to bargain with you?
Yeah. They try to bargain and then they're overly critical about it as well. You know? People who pay like $50 for a model and then expect a model that costs 2,000.
I see.
It's very consistent. I don't know why. Yeah, ever since I raised my prices to around what they currently are, people have been a lot more pleasant.
What do you mean people have been more pleasant?
Well, when I offered models for super cheap, I get the kind of customers who were like rude. They tried to like haggle me down. They were overly critical of the model. And now that I've raised the prices, people are actually just, normal. They're respectful,
I think now, because you actually have people who are who are actually spending the money because they really want it. Whereas there's the other people who they don't really want it, so they don't want to spend so much money on it.
Yeah, I think that's it. And like people who don't commission me just because I'm cheaper than other people, but people who commission me because they like my work. I think that plays a really big part.
Because being able to like the artist who like the artwork the artist is making is also a big thing. Because if you don't like the art, then why are you commissioning the person?
That's actually a thing. When my prices were cheaper, I got a lot of requests of drawing something in someone else's art style.
Oh, how does that work?
I always refused, by the way. I don't think, like, morally, I am against that. But yeah, people would show me like art styles of really, really good artists. It was so pretty, and then they asked me to do it as well when I knew they were like 10 times more expensive, and that's why they commissioned me.
But then, like, even okay, so let's just assume that you could draw, like you would draw for them. The thing is, like, you can't just copy someone else's art style because you don't know how, like, the way that they do it. Because you have your own unique style. Everyone does, and it's so hard to leave that style for a new one.
Yes.
I don't think a lot of people understand that either. It's like you can't just easily pick up someone else's style or theme.
That's something that I have noticed with a lot of people. If you don't have like, if it's something that you've never done yourself, you don't know how hard it is, and you assume that it's.
I assume it's easy, right?
I think a lot of people assume that it's all going to be easy until like you actually like get into it, and then you take a look and you realize, oh no, it's not as easy as I thought it would be.
That's like going back to the what we talked about earlier about people want to be a streamer and they don't really know what's involved in being a streamer. You might think, oh, it's really easy to stream, really easy to grind and so on, but it might be a bit more complicated than that.
Yeah. But then that kind of goes back to the thing is like you don't have to have anything to start streaming. You just need to have Wi-Fi and a computer. And a game.
Ideally, you use Ethernet and not Wi-Fi, Nix.
Ideally, but that's kind of like yeah, we can't do that. Okay, that's another proven fact. If I can stream, anyone else can stream. This is a proven fact. The fact that I can stream with a model and play a game in 480p proves the fact that anyone who wants to stream can.
To be honest, the only block you actually have is you just doing that. And I think that's true for everything. If you're sitting down and if you would do it, you would do it. If you're not doing that, if you're finding excuses on why you can't do it or you don't do it and maybe you shouldn't do it, then you're not built to do that. Not all of us can use Ethernet cable. Why not? I really just get one on eBay. It's like $1. Just drag it all over your house, yes, but you get really
that's the issue for me. Is I can't drag it because it would have to be like at least 100 feet.
You're that far away from your router?
Yeah.
Man,
there's a lot of twisting and turning.
Okay, when I think about it, I do have like a 50 meters cable running on the floor from
I was like, now that I think about it, yeah, I have Mimic, that's why I can't. It's so far.
It's like next to the wall, so nobody notices. But here there's a big cable that drags from my second floor all the way down to the router. But you got good internet. I'm gonna ask everyone here to donate me a PC so I can stream. I've seen some people stream with their PlayStation, with their phone. You can do a podcast like this. We don't really...
I know a lot of people who stream on their laptops actually.
Yeah, laptops as well. Totally donate 05, so they get to play some PC only games.
You can stream in any way that you want to. Actually, one thing that also pushed me into streaming was someone had told me, what's stopping you from streaming? And I said, nothing. And that was one of the pushing things that made me start streaming. It's like, what's stopping you?
Your static,
like nothing stopping.
Your statics in your microphone when you just put your phone next to it.
Okay, my phone's not even near my mic.
Nix, what have you been doing? You said, Nix, throw away your phone.
I just got a text message on my phone, but it's not even close.
My God, this text went all through your microphone.
What the heck?
Okay, we have like 20 minutes left. I want to finish with something a bit more positive. What charges your social battery? Because I think one of the biggest struggles we have as streamers is social battery running out or burning out. So how do you deal with that? How do you charge your social battery?
Like a social battery, like IRL, or social battery for like streaming?
For streaming, I'd say your streaming battery.
Sleep.
Sleep. Long time with casual hobbies. Varys, how about you? You have what is a social battery? Some people are getting overwhelmed when they communicate with too many people at once, and they kind of need some alone time, or maybe, like Sakamoto said, do some casual hobbies. Tonight, for example, I'm gonna go to my friends to play a game called Frosthaven. It's the sequel to Gloomhaven. We're gonna start that, and it's an in real life board game. So it's kind of put your phone away for a while, stay away from Twitter, stay away from the internet.
So this is when we blow up Mimic's Twitter.
Yeah, that's the time.
I think I just like to put on a long YouTube playlist of a game and just play some Sudoku while listening in the background. Sometimes, you know. Just me time. Grab a cup of coffee or hot chocolates and just don't talk to anyone for a while.
You know, I haven't thought of that. I'm doing that so much, actually. I remember I had this debate with my parents on why they watch reality shows, because they are addicted. My whole family is addicted to Big Brother and Survival, all of these reality shows. I can't stand them. And I asked them why. Why do you watch them? And I think one of them said, "Listen, we work the whole day. We talk to people the whole day. Sometimes you just want to sit down in front of the television and turn off your brain. And someone else will choose what you watch and what's the pacing, and you just don't care. And there's no stakes. You miss an episode, who cares?" And I've been doing that kind of like what you said with playlist. I would put a playlist of a video game, or I would put a speedrun of a game. I just sat down and watched a speedrun of Spiritfarer, which, to be honest, wasn't a good game for streaming. It was kind of boring and got really low views on it. And then after I finished that, which was a fun game, but not for streaming, after I finished that, I sat down playing Diablo 2 while watching a speedrun of Spiritfarer, which is 5 hours.
A speedrun that's 5 hours?
Yes, it's one of those games.
I feel that's the one where a speedrun, let's play through the whole game.
For me, it took 30 hours.
Slowly.
This is a really slow game.
Gosh.
There's a lot of stuff happening in it. So yeah, a 5-hour speedrun, it's interesting to see where it goes. And there's a lot of room for mistakes.
Yeah, for me, I feel like I just don't get a lot of sleep in general. And so like being able just to sleep and like physically recharge is really what helps for me. Because then like for me, like my physically and mentally, I reset when I go to sleep. So whatever happened like the day before, all those feelings, all those emotions are they're gone. Like I don't think about them anymore. So like if I had like a bad day the day before, I'll go to sleep. Next day, I'll be completely fine, because it's I no longer have really like strong feelings about it.
So you say more sleep.
More sleep.
Sleep more, normal sleeping cycles, eat, drink water.
Yes.
All the stuff.
Be healthy, essentially.
Go outside, touch grass, touch sun.
I do touch grass every day. That's one thing that I do. I touch grass every single day.
That's good. Varys, chat, do you touch grass?
I feed my bunnies hay. Does that count?
Yay! So you touch fur.
It's interaction with nature.
Where's Meshi? She was here a moment.
Sleeping makes me feel anxious.
Oh, what? How?
Well, you sleep for a third of your life. And I'm getting older. And it reminds me that I'm just getting older so fast.
You know,
I need more time.
You turned 176 today, this year, right?
Let's go. You know, I say that to many VTubers who say that they grow older. No matter what, I will always be older than you. I just turned 37. And I have to say to everyone, it is exactly the same. There's nothing different. It's exactly the same. Since
I know
25ish, it's exactly the same. From there, just smooth sail all the way. I don't know, maybe at 40 it changes, but up to now it's the same. Grass scary.
I feel like I'm getting older in a few more days, and it's just kind of like, yeah, I don't really, even like now, like I don't feel different than I was like last year.
Mm-hmm. Grass, too much work. Go outside, sleep in the grass. Actually, I've seen my mom, who's naturally she's older than me. I've seen her in the last year or so. We have a really, really big garden, and she invested a lot in that garden. She, once a day, she gets out and she sits in the garden and she just takes the sun. And she's doing work. She's taking her laptop and she works outside for like 1 hour. And I'm thinking, why am I not doing that? Why am I not taking a laptop and goes outside 1 hour in our garden and sit there? Or, I don't know, do a collab while I'm outside. Talk in Discord from my phone. An outside collab.
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
I know why I wouldn't.
Why? Tell us.
Because all my neighbors are crackheads and they could come at me with knives at any time.
Okay, you know what? That's valid.
I've been blessed with grass around my house, and Nick's have been blessed with snow. So.
Oh, snow's gone. We actually grass is growing and there's flowers outside.
Let's go.
So now we're touching grass every day.
Let's see if there's more questions from the viewers or anyone in chat. Do you have any last thing you want to ask us or ask Virus here? Anything that got your interest?
I think I've asked all of my questions. If chat has any of their questions left.
Yo, outdoor writing or D&D collab? Oh, that sounds good. Oh, Didi-chan, I'm waiting. And there's the group. Sometimes you wait for people, and you just gotta push them a bit more. Hey, by the way, I'm waiting. I'm still here. Gotta find it. There it is. Hey there. Yo. Digi-chan has a game. When do we do it? I'm available any day, Euro time. America's morning, noon. Sometimes you gotta push people for collabs. Not too much. Don't do it too much.
Not too much. Not too much, according to our podcast.
Yes, according to our podcast, you never push people for a collab because you will regret it. But every once in a while. And also, every once in a while, I remember going back and remember to people that I still collab with from my early days, like last year. And Miss Virus, look at that long timer. I mean, you were one of my first collabs ever. And we're still here together. So that's, I think, in this never-ending change of a VTuber world, I think it's really precious to have someone that you keep contact with for a whole year. That's
I
really
am completely drama-free and I'll always be here.
That's amazing. And maybe maybe it's because I communicated with so many people this year. But so many people who graduate and disappear and ghost you, or I don't know, expect you to talk to them. And it's really nice to have some people still there. It's really, really not something to be taken for granted. So,
yeah. Shall we go into our takeaways?
Yeah. So, Varys, every week we take we have takeaway, 3 takeaway, 1 of each. Kind of like a one-liner. something that you learned today that you want to take with you or tell the viewers?
Oh, okay.
Let's see, we talked about streaming on YouTube or Twitch, streaming MMOs or variety streams. We talked a bit about being shamed, being not subbing or raiding or watching someone. And we talked a lot about communicating with artists, commissions, or artists doing commissions to other people, how to explain yourself. You know, I think my takeaway would be say what you think as soon as possible. Say what you think as soon as possible, especially with commissions. So if you like something or don't like it, say it. Say it really, really fast, really early on, because the artists need to know that. And I would take that to anywhere. If you're collabing with someone and they don't feel comfortable with something, say it. Just say it. Don't leave people hanging, because it will only reach to even more uncomfortable points and places. Also, we got a question from Officer Virus. When are we going on a date?
When you come over to the UK.
Let's go. Do it, Overseer. Buy a ticket now.
Actually, I was looking yesterday. They're kind of cheap right now.
Is it? Okay. UK flight. Oh, it is pretty cheap. I mean, it's still very expensive, but pretty cheap. So, Nix, Virus, do you have any takeaways from today?
I'm trying to think of not something I've said before.
We talked a bit about streaming your in real life work, study, drawing on stream. We talked about competition, GFX bots, charging your battery. Can't buy ticket right now and spend $300 on toys last week. Hey, yo, I always say that to the artist I commissioned. She lowered her price again since she feels she's not getting any reach. Actually, I got my 9th book was published this week, and the shop increased the prices of all of my old books, and I asked them why. And the owner said, listen, I'll be honest with you, people mock books that are cheap. We had to increase the price so more people buy them. So I said, you know what, I trust you.
I have one. If I can figure out how to word it. Do it because you want to, not because others are doing it.
Do it because you want to, not because others, not because of others.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like don't look at others as competition. Do what you feel.
And that comes to like when it comes to your own art, when it comes to commissions, when it comes to your model, your overlay, everything.
I'm still thinking. I don't.
Let's see.
80 kicking in.
Yeah. Same here.
This week, it's long this week.
We can think together or something. Like something about GFX bot, maybe. What's your get-go solution to them?
I don't know how to get rid of them.
I don't know how to get rid of them. We need a spray anti...
Portfolio. Send me your resume.
Send me your resume. We said that Virus in one of the earlier shows. With people who ask you for collabs but you don't want to collab with them. Send me your resume. Send me portfolio. I would say maybe something like stream your work every once in a while. Stream your art or your rigging, so people can know that you're actually commissioning, that you're actually doing the commissions properly.
Yeah. But some people aren't comfortable with that. Is the problem.
So how do you balance between when you feel like you need to stream that and when you don't want to stream that?
I usually stream it when I have so much work that I don't actually have time to stream, so I just combine it.
Combine when possible. Also, I was thinking maybe you can do that, but if you don't like people telling you what to do or backseating your art. Maybe you can do an emote-only chat.
Yeah.
That is actually an idea.
I remember watching a few D&D streamers, and when there was a riddle, they would put on emote-only chat, so the chat cannot answer the riddle for the players.
That's super smart for like any game, really.
Yeah. So if you feel like someone is backseating you or condescending you or telling you what to do, just put on emote-only chat for a while.
Actually, I think I got one. Because we were talking about like if you start out streaming like one game and then you go into variety and lose streamer and you lose like viewers, right? So I would say it's okay to change what games you're streaming because your core audience will always stick with you.
Change is okay. Your core audience will stick or will follow.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that one.
And that applies to like switching between YouTube and Twitch as well.
Switching platforms and switching projects, switching things. That's great. I'm gonna post it later on the Twitter. And we got like a few more minutes left. Is there anything else you wanna say? Let's give some shout-outs. Again, I'm gonna give a shout-out to Miss Virus. Miss Virus's Twitch. Please check her out. Is my mama. Also, I'm gonna post here her card again. Please check out if you're thinking of doing commissions or a live 2D model, even a PNG. She's really, really fun to work with, and you get to be my sibling. And Nix.
Yes.
Next week.
My channel.
Yes, but we don't have
a lineup.
We don't have Thursday, unfortunately. Oh, Overseer, welcome to the party.
Overseer Xiai, welcome
We don't
to
have
the
Thursday?
party.
No Thursday because I have studies next week on Thursday, and also no Wednesday because actually no Wednesday as well because I'm actually doing some in real life Dungeons and Dragons coaching for other Dungeons and Dragons on Wednesday.
So Friday.
So Friday.
Because I start. Let's see. My last exam is Monday, and then I have a couple of appointments I need to attend to on both. Actually, so Wednesday wouldn't work for me either, actually.
Perfect.
So I have a couple of things to attend to on Tuesday and Wednesday. Oh, you know what? I might be doing a double collab on Friday then.
Let's go. So we'll keep you updated.
Oh, look at that. We'll keep you updated. It's gonna be on my channel.
I'm actually convenient if you continue from that stream straight to your stream.
That would be interesting. I don't.
Hey,
that would be long.
Makoto! You may have missed it, but don't worry, the VOD will be there forever, and I'm gonna upload it to YouTube in 24 hours. So next week we will probably be on Friday, on 12.
Most likely Friday. Yep.
12 p.m. GMT, I guess.
Yep. 7 a.m. CST. And we'll go from there with that. But what's everyone's plans for the rest of the day?
Yeah, exactly. What are you planning? I'm gonna keep streaming. I still have no idea. I have a new game. Maybe I'll try that one. How about you, Nix?
I have an interview to go to after this, actually.
Yeah, let's go. And Varys, what are your plans?
Probably back to bed.
Back to bed? What time is it?
It is almost 3 p.m.
Time for some noon nap.
Nap time, okay.
Oh, you gotta stretch and
Me
hydrate.
waking up at 5.
Remember, it's a double edge. I hope you're also drinking while you're doing those.
Stomach flu is really taking me out right now.
Yeah, rest well and drink some water. And when do you think is gonna be your next stream?
If I feel good tomorrow, then tomorrow. I usually stream at 2 p.m. my time, so like that was an hour ago.
That's also 2 p.m. Global GMT, the British time.
That would be BST since we're in summertime.
Yeah. Oh, right. Wait, All right, BST is +1. Man, time zones are confusing.
They are.
Yeah, time zones are bad.
So thank you everyone for also everyone. Next week we're gonna be on Nyx's channel. This is Nyx. Please follow her as well and check us out next week.
Yep. And actually,
yeah.
I'm just gonna put this in. I actually have a birthday stream coming up this weekend.
Woo!
I don't know when. Actually, for most of you, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like in the middle of the night.
Not necessarily. We have some. We have all kind of.
Friday night.
We have everyone here. Friday night.
Friday night.
Check out Nyx's stream.
Into Saturday morning.
What you gonna do on your birthday stream?
So I'm hoping to play some community games, and that's the only thing planned so far.
Like a Gardic phone and such?
Something on the lines of that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still like trying to think of like what I want to do.
I should do a Gardic phone or a Jackbox. I haven't done one of those in a while. Organize a big collab.
I was also thinking like Fall Guys too, but we'll see what happens that day.
Oh, that also great. Also, in 1 month, I'm gonna have my anniversary, and I want to plan something big. I think I'm going to watch all the clips that I had, all the clips and highlights videos for this entire year, and then I have to explain myself. In a month, in the 7th of June, that's the first day I started streaming last year. And I'm gonna watch all the clips, even old Anthony clips, and the tuna fucking song, and everything, and I'm going to explain myself.
That's gonna be exciting. And June 7th?
June 7th.
Ooh, you guys have that down and put it in your calendars.
Wait, in the calendar. Seems like it grew longer. Anthony is my quote master. He has a list of where did all those quotes came out, and I have no idea. Thank you, Overseer. Thank you everyone for joining us. That was a really, really lovely collab. Thank you, Nyx, as always, and thank you so much, Miss Virus. Thank you for being an amazing mama, and thank you for joining us.
Happy to be here.
We'll see you next week with another with a guest from Nyx's side. And I'm gonna take 5 minutes break to refresh myself, and then I will see you on the other side with a game. So I'll see you all next time.
I'll see you.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Bye-bye.
I'll be back.
Bye.